in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats. Looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is a job for Sponsored Jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Is there anything better than watching somebody really struggle with the television? I enjoy that thoroughly. When you have someone that has a remote control and they just cannot figure out what the hell they're doing, which is what we're looking at right now with Johnny Pickham's in the room. He's trying to pull up our stream, and I don't know, our stream's not coming up on YouTube. Hopefully it is on your end, and you can watch it there. On ESPN New York's YouTube channel, it's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, Dan Graca is in for Bart. There is something about enjoying watching somebody struggle with the television.
But here's the thing, though, and at the risk of – good morning, by the way.
Sure.
The risk of sounding like a dinosaur, it's not like struggling like a television that we grew up with, the television, the cable, the this, the that. Is it on Channel 3 if you need to record?
They have these things called remote controls.
But this is the new streaming version, and these are not as user-friendly, the remote controls. I think we could all agree on that, and everybody that has exposure to it.
Okay, boomer.
True. And I lost my – there it is. I lost my pen.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
No, but it's very
Look
sensitive.
for the fat guy, and he'll show up on YouTube, and then you play that.
It's very sensitive.
Boom! There it is.
That's it.
Is it that hard?
There we go.
Oh, my God.
We're on.
We are on.
Yay!
How are you?
I'm okay.
You know what I don't love? Early season West Coast games. I don't love that.
Yeah, well, anytime you start to see, as an East Coast team, you start on the West Coast, yeah, that stinks.
I'll complain about that for a moment because I feel like it's worthy to complain about. Listen, more than anything, as we get into the baseball season, the things that intrigue me are not going to unfold here for several weeks. But as I watched the Mets last night, as I watched the Yankees last night, the things that are going to intrigue me are going to be along the lines of what is going to actually get executed the way it should. In other words, the Yankee pitching, is it going to hold up and pitch the level that it should? And the Mets offense, is it going to deliver at the level that it should? And so far, I through just a couple of games, I'm not going to try to read much out of it, but I will say the storyline that is really going to keep my attention all season is Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor. Because I heard the guys this morning talking about this. And I think it's 100% true. If we have some of, I believe they talked to Buster as well, if we have any of the Buster cuts from this morning talking about Juan Soto. You watch Juan Soto, and there is certainly a different feel to him to start this season in comfort level as to who he is and to, whatever he was feeling in terms of buyer's remorse last year in signing with the Mets and leaving the Yankees. I think that's long gone at this point, and he feels a lot more comfortable with the entire situation.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, he's been here already a year. And by the way, had a pretty damn good season, finished third in the MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, he was outstanding. I mean, 40-30, the season that he put together. No, I mean, and you knew that would eventually happen. The numbers would take care of themselves. But yeah, with all the turns that happened in the offseason, with the changes, the locker room chemistry, the camaraderie, they got rid of a lot of staples, right? And then you heard all these rumblings that, well, Lindor, maybe guys didn't really get along all that great with him. And Soto and Lindor, these polar opposites. I don't think, though, even last year, if there was some acrimony, I don't think it ever translated onto the field. Let's put it this way. Was there ever a moment last year on the field that ever manifested itself like once upon a time you had Jeter and A-Rod? Like, remember that day that they both dropped the pop-up between short and third? Mm-hmm. The famous one. And then, like, Jeter kind of just gave him a look, and then everybody ran with that was, Jeter hates A-Rod. You see it right there. Like, he can't even hide it any longer. You never had that on the field with Soto and Lindor.
No, you haven't had that on the field with Soto and Lindor.
And I don't think you will, to be honest with you.
Well, I think what I find interesting about it is the comments that Lindor made a couple of months ago about them not being the best of friends. Bart breaking that down a bit as someone who has been in the locker room and how you approach guys who you are not the best of friends with. And there's one of those things where you kind of feel like it doesn't necessarily need to be said if that's the case. So I'm not sitting here waiting for it to completely break down. But all of the other guys that were supposed to have contributed to the negativity of the locker room, whether it was Nimmo, whether it was McNeil, whether it was whoever, and I don't think that was Alonso, but whether it was Pete involved in that as well, all of that is gone. So if this doesn't perform at the level, and there does seem to be some sort of a chasm that exists, where else would it come from? Like, I feel like that's going to be the ultimate, and that's going to be the ultimate determination of the Mets season outside of things like injuries. Are Soto and Lindor truly guys that can coexist, play together, and have no problem with each other and have success?
But I don't think last year that sunk the season. Right?
No.
That didn't sink the season. They sunk the season because they...
But part of what they blamed on chemistry things are the things that they moved on from this offseason.
They did, because you have to make changes, right? Like, you have to make changes because if a pattern repeats itself, and it extended even prior to 2025, right? Like, this was a team that, for the most part, for the last handful of years, underachieved. That core. And it was time to move on. You had a chance to get out. You got out. Alonso was a free agent. They weren't going to bring him back. Let's move on. McNeil, you had a year left on his contract. It was attractive because, it was an expiring deal. They moved on from him. Nimmo, they got value in return in the form of Simeon, who can help him with the glove. They needed to get better defensively. They moved on. I think last year, if the pitching staff is not, like, ripped to tatters because of injuries, Mets will be in the playoffs. That's what truly sunk them last year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was the fact that the pitching staff just fell apart. That's why they missed, and it's still unfathomable that they missed the playoffs by a game or whatever to Cincinnati. Their performances last year, those two guys, like you said, they went out there and they posted. Soto, if it wasn't Shohei Ohtani, could have won an MVP. Like, he was that good. On base percentage, the walks, like typical Soto. He had a great year. And, Lindor, whether you want to view him as the captain, whether he wants to I've heard about Lindor, and I can't say that I'm, like, super close to the situation with the Mets. But talking to people who are a little bit more on the inside, the thing about Lindor is they say he doesn't want to be the quote-unquote captain, but he wants the people around him to perceive him to be as such, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes sense, because I think a lot of times that, when I hear the phrase, the players determine who the captain's going to be,
right?
That's what it feels like he wants. So here is Buster this morning with Dave and Rick, and I believe he actually makes this very same point in the midst of talking about Lindor and Soto not getting along.
Not to the point where, I could say to you, yeah, they like each other, they don't like each other. I've never seen anything with my own eyes that suggests to me that, that these guys have a problem that's going to prevent them from playing. Do I think they're warm and fuzzy? No, I don't. I've seen guys, Brett Gardner and Aaron Judge, for example, were really close. And you could see that in the way they responded to each other. I thought Pete, with different guys on the team, you could see the way they responded to him. They're really close. I don't think Lindor and Soto are close. It's interesting to me that in the Mets clubhouse this year, and I've not been to Citi Field this year, but from what I understand, they moved Soto's locker to the opposite end from where Lindor is, right?
What?
And I don't know why that is.
Move the locker? Other side of the locker? Couldn't find parking? What was it?
There's only so many places you can hide in a baseball locker room.
Is that part of
right?
Trying to build that casino? To knock out the players' lounge?
Take mass transit.
Yeah.
Take mass transit.
All I'm saying is, listen, I'm not trying to drum up something that isn't there. To me, this is one of the more interesting storylines of the Mets season. Because I do, honestly, and I am in no way any kind of a conspiracy theory guy.
No tinfoil hat.
Nope. I do believe there is something, and I think you and I were talking about it the other day, to the they were going to make him the captain, and then they weren't. And something happened there. And I think that's something that happened with Soto. Well,
let me ask you a question, though. Along those lines, let's say if, and that was like the perception. But then you had in spring training this year, Cohen come out and say, as long as I'm the owner, there's never going to be a captain.
And I think I think that was very direct.
Trying to put out a fire, you're saying.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think, because remember that video got leaked last year, that when David Wright was having his number retired, they had a video that got leaked on social media that was Wright into Lindor. And it made it look like it was a video of Wright passing the baton, so to speak, to Lindor. Now, again, could I be reaching too far into this? I could. And then that video got taken down very quickly. Do I think that maybe there was a plan of, we could be doing this at the same time and it would be kind of cool with David into Lindor, and then somebody ran it past Soto? I don't think I want that to happen. And then, so when Soto makes that clear, all of a sudden this year, Steve Cohen, nobody's ever going to be captain.
Maybe, because obviously we know they bent over backwards for Soto. They did to try to get his name on a contract. Right, with all the things that were being reported, which is fine, which we get it. Stars get the preferential treatment. That whole thing last year, though, it's funny you mentioned that, though, with the retired number stuff, because I remember when that was happening. And you read some of the yo-yos on the internet, and, there are actually people that think we're watching like a 90s, preteen, procedural on the WB or something, that's what the Met season was. That, let's have this, happy...
Dawson's Creek?
Something like that, yeah.
R.I.P. James Vanderbilt.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
That it's going to have a happy ending. And that, think about this for a second. The audacity. David Wright's day, that you were actually going to take some of the attention away from his day. And these people think, again, they think it's the WB show, that the happy ending is they're going to, pass the baton and make Lindor the captain, on David Wright's day. Are you,
I know.
Where do people, what planet do people live on?
Well, that's where that came from. Because there was this video that got leaked from the Mets account. So that's where it came from.
And David Wright is
listen, I would not have been for that. I think David Wright deserved to have his own day.
There would have been more backlash if that happened, and the Mets are smart enough, and Steve Cohen's smart enough to ever, God forbid, that happening. Because if, God forbid, it did, they would have been crucified for that.
Yeah.
Because everybody would look at it as selfish. And if you're Lindor, he would have never been able to recover from that. As far as, the court of public opinion, because he would have been looked at as a selfish guy. How dare you take away from David Wright, right?
Mm-hmm.
No pun, right.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get it all, but I do think when I'm looking early in the year for the things that are going to intrigue me this season, that is something that is going to intrigue me. Am I predicting its ultimate blow up? No. Do I think there's possibility at some point? I don't think it's a story that's going to go away. I'll put it that way.
If they win, it's going to go away. Right?
Yes.
If they win, if they get off to a good start, it's going to go away. I don't think it will ever get as bad.
But there's always a time when things are not going well for a week or two. And something pops up.
It's 162 games. Absolutely. Look, we're going to encounter a time we're going to be sitting here and the sky is going to be falling. Because they're going to lose 6 out of 8. Or, or they're getting hell. There might even be a 5 or a 6 game losing streak. And like it's happened each year with the Yankees. You know, in the middle of the summer, they go through a drought where, you know, not like last year in July when they went to Toronto and got swept and they were playing horrible defense, base running, everything, and we were crucifying them. But remember last year after that first Subway Series where Soto went back to the Bronx and he was booed and he didn't hit well, and then they went up to Fenway Park right after that, didn't they, the Mets, I think? And then, like, you had to deal with the fallout there and remember the rumors and, you know, Michael got involved with all that stuff about that, you know, he didn't want to really sign with the Mets and blah, 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 and then he had to dig out from that. Like, I don't think it's ever going to spiral to that level, but I think also what contributed to that was it was still his first couple of months with a new team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, all that stuff's out of, like, he ain't going anywhere. This.
And to be very clear, like, right now, looks great. Looks absolutely great. And you have to feel very good about where he is mentally, and he's not going to be any kind of an issue this season. He is among, I'm trying to think of another guy who had a similar mentality, but he is among the quietest and most level-headed, it's not quite the right phrase, but among the quietest and even keeled guys that's ever come in as a massive free agent to this town.
Or this town.
Yeah. And come in and just showed up and did his job. And there was no drama around it. And it didn't take until May for them to have their moment.
We were
like it did with, like, Giambi.
Well, how about this? I mean, do you consider, I mean, I know we're going back a ways. Guy ended up in the Hall of Fame. What about, like, Curtis Martin?
Oh, no, I mean.
Something like that.
Yeah, Curtis Martin would be.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, he came in, now he was only a few years into the league. Nobody knew that he would be a Hall of Famer. I mean, you knew he had ability, but.
I was, truthfully, I was thinking more baseball.
Oh, just baseball. Okay.
But not just baseball. In the moment, that's all I was thinking about.
Well, I mean, for both teams now, obviously the Yankees probably made the splashier. Well, Beltran was a splashy guy, and he never really brought a lot of stuff onto himself until, like, they wanted explanations and they wanted answers. Like, I remember that first year.
But Beltran that first year did not have a great year.
Did not have a good year at all.
Yeah.
At all. And then remember, he had to answer all the boy, what did they pay this guy for? What is he happy here? Remember, there was also that stuff with Beltran. He wanted to sign with the Yankees.
Yep.
Right? I mean, that it seems like that never goes away anyway. It's like no matter what guy the Mets signed, it's like they wanted to go to the Yankees.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like, right? So you have to deal with that. You have to escape that whole perception. At the end of the day, just win. You know, and that takes care of itself. And I think by the end of last year, when the numbers all added up, you saw, you know what? Soto didn't care about all the crap with the bad start and the new team. And did he want to be here? Did he not want to be here? Relationship with Lindor. Guy went out there and he was easily one of the best players in the sport.
Guys like Javi and Queens bring this up on the chat. That's over on the ESPN New York YouTube page, where you should be watching the show anyway, because why wouldn't you need the visual aspect of this?
Well, unless you get a ticket to the studio, that's the only way you can watch the show. You can peek through the little glass there like you're looking at, quarantined humans or something.
Last time I checked, we don't give out tickets.
No, you got to go through security and everything.
And let's see here. I just had it a second ago, and you and your little ticket and security just completely threw me off here.
By the way, did you notice? Well, you didn't see it, but when I came in this morning, how about this? This is, nobody probably cares, but I care, so I'll bring it up. It appeared as if the two gentlemen downstairs at the security were having a little tiff with one another.
I did not catch that.
Little vocal disagreement. How about that? And I was just
one guy is physically much larger than the other, and if I were the other guy, I don't know that I would poke the bear.
And the physically intimidating one was the one that seemed to be taking exception. So I wonder how that whole thing played itself out.
Was there any incidents downstairs? We can try to find out. Hopefully get a report on that.
I'm sitting there just pressing the button, waiting for the elevator to show up, like, come on. Yes, and then I escape conflict.
So you were going to do nothing to de-escalate the situation.
I'm not a de-escalator. I'm not a peacemaker. I am a...
Get me out of here. I don't want any part of this. If it was outside and somebody had a gun, you're not going to be a hero. You're running.
You know what I am? I'm Mr. Mind Your Own Business. I think life in the world would be so much better if we just mind our own business. What do you think about that?
Have you ever been brought to a situation?
Yeah. Define brought.
You found yourself drawn into a situation where there's something going on between a couple of people, and you actually say to yourself, I have to get involved here.
Ray made a good joke. He said, I'm a de-escalator who got on an elevator. That's Ray Dinahan. He'll be here all night, folks.
That's not bad.
Tip your waiter.
Javi in Queens, I'll get to your point in a second.
So what was the question
have you
again?
ever brought yourself into a situation where two people are clearly having some sort of a tete-a-tete, and you think somebody needs to step in here and something needs to be said, and that somebody is me because nobody else is doing it. Or somebody in, I'll give you a perfect example.
How about this? Do I know the people? Or is this like
no,
amongst strangers?
I will give you an example.
Okay, give me.
And listen, I don't want to, if you want to label me a hero, that's up to you guys, okay? I'm not doing that to
All
myself.
heroes don't wear capes.
No. Some of them are fat. Some of them are bald. This is the point. I'm not saying that's what I am. That's up for you guys to determine. Super Bowl Sunday night this year.
This year's Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Went to the pizzeria to pick up our order, which...
Big problem.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, and you order it well in advance. I ordered it 3.5 hours in advance.
Okay.
No problem. Walk in the door. There's a lot of people, of course, and this is at about 6:10. All right?
6:10. You're doing a 6:10 pickup?
Yes.
On Super Bowl Sunday? Like,
yes.
They're already doing the anthems at 6:10.
I time these things out well. I know what I'm doing. Don't look at me like I'm an amateur. All right?
Isn't that when we have like Johnny Cash doing the grand old flag piece?
And I'm good.
You know all about the flag. You don't care.
I know. I respect our country in every way. Something tells me they'll make it through the anthem without me. Okay? And America the Beautiful. They'll make it through all of them without me. I don't need all the pomp and circumstance. I ideally would like to be sitting down with a plate in front of me on the couch as Toe is hitting the ball.
Okay.
That's where I want to be.
And
at any rate.
You don't have to be specific, but this was not franchise pizza. It was a local establishment.
No, it was a local establishment.
Okay.
Franchise pizza.
I mean,
listen.
Look, there's a time
any port in a storm sometimes.
There's a time and a place for franchise pizza.
Absolutely.
365. That's a lot of inventory.
I'm very pro Domino's. I'm very pro Domino's as a franchise pizza.
Domino's will get the job done every once in a while.
Exactly.
Yes.
College, and I've said this many times, and this is where I put on the freshman 45. They had a late night deal after 10 p.m. Domino's, medium, 2-topping pizza, 2 cans of Coke, $6.
But after 10
p.m. Like, you couldn't have a worse time to order pizza.
Do they want like students to die?
Yes.
Yes, that's what Domino's wants.
Yes, they do.
Is that when the Noid was still like the
Yes. I was, in fact, actively avoiding the Noid.
The Noid's like, after 10, it's not good for you. You won't digest it well. You're going to die. We'll call your mommy and daddy. But $6, buddy. 2 cans of Coke and a medium.
You got to admit, 2 toppings, medium, $6, 2 cans of Coke. That's a good deal.
And they're just trying to kill you because, you know what, for the medium, you would think the 1 can would suffice. But no, they're going to give you the second of sugar. And
some of us would split it. If we had $3 each.
Right.
Pizza, split 1 soda each. Anyway, back to my original point.
Yes.
I go into the place to pick up the meal, to pick up the pizza, and of course it's crowded, and of course people are picking it up, and there is one individual who is really making a big deal of it.
A scene.
Yes. And it's not even somebody that's picking it up for themselves. It's an Uber Eats individual. Or DoorDash, one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one. But this guy gets told, I'm sorry, sir, we're a little behind. It's going to be another 12 to 15 minutes. Oh, what are you kidding me? Are you nuts? And this is in front of easily 20 people. And nobody is saying a word as he is yelling at this high school kid behind the counter. And all these people are running around behind the counter trying to get everybody their orders. And nobody's saying a word. And I just decide, okay, it's on me. Hey. And I turned to him, and I gave him the semi-smack on the shoulder. The, tap on the shoulder. Like one of these. Little, hey.
To the disruptor.
To the guy, because he was right next to me. Because he was so locked in on behind the counter, I wanted to make sure I got his attention.
Hey, bud.
I didn't say bud.
Pal.
I didn't say it with a jerk tone or tenor.
Boss.
I just said, hey. It's Super Bowl Sunday. What do you expect? That's it. It's going to be busy. We're all waiting.
What's the reaction?
he was all pissy, and he just kind of stormed out and then came back like 5-6 minutes later.
Thank God he came back 5-6 minutes later,
without a weapon.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, my issue with it.
The tap was aggressive.
Yeah.
The tap was aggressive.
See, that's risky because a lot of people, like if you go hands-on
and
person,
that was,
he's already agitated. Like he could fly off the handle, then you got another problem in your hand. When you began telling the story, this is one of my like pet peeves. Like if we do like an own countdown pet peeves or whatever, societal.
Yeah.
Super Bowl in particular. You could disagree, whatever. I've said this many times before. I'll die on this hill. To me, and I don't think any differently of you, to each his own. Super Bowl party, I've always felt pizza, lazy.
All right, but this wasn't a party. This was just me and my wife.
I still think you could do better.
I'm not going to argue that point.
To me, like you could get pizza 6 of the 7 days a week. Super Bowl Sunday, you got to step it up a little bit. I'm not talking about like, filet mignon and lobster tails. I'm just saying variety standpoint. Like I forbid, like, and my wife knows this, like we do something else for the Super Bowl. No pizza. Because it's too easy.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. I had debated making, some meatballs and sauce that day. And really what it boiled down to was pure laziness.
Fair.
And so it was just my wife and I, let's keep it simple. Let's do this. I was just told something that's alarming.
Mm-hmm.
You freeze your pizza months out? What's going on there?
Not months out. Who said this, by the way? Was it Ray or Tom?
Doesn't matter.
No, I mean, somebody had to say it. It's one of two people. I could flip the coin myself and come up with an answer.
It could have been Jordan in sales. How do you know? That could have been.
Because I don't think Jordan from sales is checking in on the show.
Well, listen.
At least in this
I'm
regard.
not giving up my sources.
You've never. All right, so, yeah, I've talked about this
All right,
before.
it was Tom.
All right. So I thought this was like a common thing. So, you get a normal pie, whatever.
Yeah.
We're not gavones. We're not eating all 8 slices or whatever.
I'm sorry, who?
Gavones.
Me?
Well, you know.
Not eating an entire pie?
Not eating an entire pie. No, this isn't the $6 Domino medium bad boy 2 cans of Coke. So if you got like 2 or 3 slices, whatever left over, I'm not throwing them in the garbage.
No.
You put them in a nice little either aluminum foil or a Ziploc. You put them in the freezer for like a week. And then sometime in the next 7 days, take them out, put them in the oven. They're as good as new.
No, that pizza's gone by the next day. That's a refrigerator situation. That's not a freezer situation.
Well, to me, I put them in the freezer.
Well,
and then I just put them in the oven.
Do you like waiting 6 weeks for it to heat up? Is that, unless you're not a microwave pizza guy?
Tops 15 minutes. And I'm not, how about this? I'm not even one of these guys who preheats the oven because I don't want to waste the time. I put the damn things in, I crank that oven on, bam. My wife's like, you got to preheat the oven. And she'll sit there and preheat the oven, and then you got to wait like 15 minutes for the thing to go beep, and then you can put some stuff in there. I said, the hell with the preheat. Just put it in and cook, baby.
Tom just tells me, you should use an air fryer. But then I got to take a whole thing out and put it on the counter and set that up.
Tom, it's
and
very
then
cumbersome.
Here's the dirty little secret that you air fryer people don't want to share with anybody else while you're peddling your wares here. The air fryer, a pain in the ass to clean.
By the way, also, as time has worn on, now and everybody's like chiming in, the air fryer apparently not as good for you as maybe they claim it to be.
Is there oil in there that I don't know about?
That's what I've heard. Word on the street.
Word on the street.
A lot of air fryer chat on the street. A lot of air fryer chat. But that's where I stand with that stuff. So, yeah, I have no shame at all about the reheating the pizza. I don't microwave it. That's sacrilegious. And it's disgusting. You got to go oven, and it's as good as new. And I don't want it overly burnt either. Nice little, a fine crisp, but not like, we're not charring that bad boy.
Ray.
Yeah.
Leftover slices for Ray Denahan. Freezer, fridge.
If pizza's coming out of the freezer, it better have McCain's or like Mama Celeste on it, not from a...
You talk about any port in a storm.
Right, but...
What's your go-to frozen pizza?
I don't have one right now. It used to be Stouffer's, the French bread. Used to be.
Well, I mean, this is going back a days. I think they've lost a lot off their fastball. I don't even know if they're still around, but I used to crush.
Ilios?
Oh, after school.
I saw it in your eyes.
After school. You know how it came in like the three, it was like three bricks?
After school, that's lunchroom pizza.
After school, I'd come home, I'd take out the brick of like 3 of the slices, throw that sucker in the oven, gone before you knew it. Ilios, baby. And then you have that cheese that was like loose on the bottom of the plastic, and you take it and put it on top of the thing and throw it in the oven. Little extra cheese coming right up.
Bart and Carlin.
Yeah.
ESPN New York.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free, so I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
On the Bell Parkway, delays both ways by Erskine Street near Kennedy Airport. It's an accident on the westbound side and the eastbound left lane closed for emergency activity there. Northern State Parkway on the island by Syosset. It's an accident by the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. Crash taking out the left lane. And Madison Avenue on the east side. A car into a building earlier this morning at 92nd Street. Watch for lane closures there. Madison at 92nd. Hudson River crossings into town. They're all averaging about 15 to 20 with the Holland Tunnel probably the heaviest. NJ Transit trains, all mass transit looking good. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Tonight on SNY, Kodai Senga makes his 2026 debut as the Mets continue their series against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Coverage begins with Mets pregame tonight at 7 p.m. on SNY and streaming live on the MLB app.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-day parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem in New York? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This college basketball tournament moment is brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy.
Championship. Fresh off winning 5 games in 5 days to win the 2011 Big East Tournament, the UConn Huskies enter the NCAA Tournament as the 3 seed in the West, including a 36-point performance by Kemba Walker in the Sweet 16. The run to the Huskies' 3rd national championship was one of the most remarkable postseason runs in college basketball history.
Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. Dan Graca is in for Bart at 800-919-3776. So this just in. It is the police report on Tiger Woods. The DUI police report has been released today. Woods says he glanced down at his phone when the car ahead slowed down. Officers observed Woods as lethargic, slow, and, quote, sweating profusely. 2 white pills in his pocket, which turned out to be hydrocodone.
It wasn't Excedrin.
And eyes were bloodshot, glassy, and extremely dilated. If they let Tiger Woods within 10 miles of Augusta, they are out of their minds. And it'll be so ridiculously stupid and taking away from the Masters this year. It'll be a dumb storyline, and Tiger has to know better himself. And I listen, this picture could have been AI yesterday. I don't know. But there was like one picture that, look, Tiger's plane is already in Augusta here trying to warm up for whatever. I don't know.
We don't know if that's real, right? You can't believe anything anymore.
But here's the point. If all of that is true in the police report, dude, just go away.
Yeah.
Get yourself help. Because this is not the first time. It has happened a few times now. The one in the morning, the really bad accident, I bought it. It was from him falling asleep because he had been, I believe, traveling and really been exhausted the day before. I'll buy that. He's had another DUI before that got knocked down from a DUI to like reckless driving or something else. This is just absurd. When you see you made this point yesterday. When you see the neighborhood that Tiger Woods was driving in, the fact that you had a car flip over in that neighborhood is just beyond alarming. And he is doing a massive disservice to himself, to the game, to the entire sport. And really, it will show the ultimate I don't give a damn about anybody but me if he shows up at Augusta or, frankly, shows up at an event the rest of this year. You know what? The redemption story will be there for him down the line. Go away. Go away.
How many more redemption stories does he get, though? Right, the first
Tiger,
one,
as the greatest player of all time, he will get another one.
But the first one, but see, here's the thing. And I think what also contributed to his, first comeback, which was all self-inflicted, and that was the thing, remember, with the affairs and all that stuff. Okay, remember that one? And he had to have the press conference with his mother there and apologizing and all this stuff. And at that point in time in his career, he was still capable of winning big awards and big tournaments. He's not at that point anymore.
No.
He's not. He's done. He'll never win another major again if he even could take the course and get through 72 holes. God bless you. That's play 4 days of golf. That's an achievement nowadays for him.
I'm
just finishing the tournament.
I'm talking about a redemption story down the line of maybe he wins on the senior circuit or something like that.
Okay.
But I don't care. I don't care anymore. Wouldn't you agree that if he shows up, the whole thing becomes about him?
100%. And did you see that report that one of the reasons why, and again, the validity, who the hell knows, but one of the reasons why he won't get a driver is because he doesn't want somebody else to be in on his so-called secrets, his business, what he's up to, where he's going, who he's seeing.
Well,
that's a prevailing thought.
He in his entire life has always kept it to be an exceptionally tight circle of people. And the reason was he didn't want any of his personal business out there. Now, for a while, we just thought when he was, frankly, the biggest star in the world in sports, because there was that period in the mid-2000s where he was absolutely that you kind of understood it, that he couldn't afford to let certain people in and had to rely on the people that had been with him forever, like a couple of his teammates from Stanford, guys like that who were his best friends. Now, all it does is raise eyebrows as to what else you're doing. And look at what we found out. You have 2 hydrocodone pills in your pocket, sweating profusely. Like what other, and you're not going to take a urinalysis. What else could I possibly come to as a conclusion as to what's going on here?
Once upon a time, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, he and Federer were like really close. Like they were good friends. They were both Nike athletes, the best at their respective sports, global stars, like, in the greatest of all time conversation. Then after a while, once he started to have his problems, that relationship kind of went 2 different directions. And now, I don't even know if they interact, because I think Roger, smart enough guy as he is, and he has a pristine image off the court. I mean, I don't even know if the guy's ever jaywalked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He realized, or at least the people around him realized, you know what, this dude's a ticking time bomb. He's bad for the brand.
Yeah, let's take a step back from this.
And whenever he's been asked about him, he's always like, you know what, wish him the best. He's a good friend, blah, 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 wish him the best. But they're not chums anymore.
No, they're not hanging out at all.
No.
I just think it's disgraceful if he even tries to come and play golf at this point.
No, he can't.
And I hope it, but are you convinced that he won't? I don't think he'll show up at Augusta.
He can't. I mean, it would be so. And you know what? If you're CBS, who they built, you start seeing promos for CBS and hearing those notes on the piano, the Masters theme, in freaking week 11 or 12 of the NFL season. In November, when they go to commercial one day, you'll hear that Masters theme for the first time, coming up 6 months down the road, letting you know. There is no, how would CBS look if they even spend a minute trying to hype up any sort of Tiger involvement to this?
They're not going to hype it up. They don't need to. But CBS would be thrilled if he played.
Right, because they want the eyeballs.
Yes,
but I mean, in a way,
they don't have to hype that up. Tiger's already done all of that, but they'll show him. They will have somebody following him all day.
That would be such a bad look, though, because, again, it's
a bad look,
you're getting away from the heart of the issue here. This ain't nothing to do with golf. Got nothing to do with golf.
Well, honestly, if the dopey elitist people who are members at that place, who make it impossible for anybody to ever get to join and put themselves above everyone else and go out there with their spray paint for all the flowers for the weeks leading up to the tournament, if they would actually have the guts to step up and say, Tiger is not invited to this year's tournament. Tiger, as a past champion, will not be playing in this year's tournament. Because we are the Masters, we are Augusta, we determine who shows up here.
He needs the tournament more than the tournament needs him. That's a fact.
Oh, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely
100%.
True.
100%. And so from that standpoint, this isn't a situation to where he's coming off of back surgery again or leg surgery or whatever he's, however many procedures he's needed to repair his body, or he, redid his swing and he's working out the kinks to see if it's going to make him any closer to contention. This isn't one of those things. This is, you know what, dude? We're talking about somebody who, might be going to jail. Not playing 18 holes.
I wouldn't say might be. Should be.
Should be.
Should be going to jail for this. Because it's more than once that it's happened now. Anybody else would be serving jail time. They absolutely would be. 800-919-3776. I'll put it to you. Do you actually want to see him show up? I would love to know if people want to see him show up.
Well,
do you think that people want to see it? They'll be watching if it's there. But do you think, oh, my God, I hope he shows up?
Look, I could sit here and tell you the right, the wrong, what we should be, and holier than thou and all that stuff, but there is a certain element of the train wreck aspect.
Absolutely.
Which we all subscribe to.
It's not going to keep us from watching it.
It's why you watch trashy, shows on television and all this other crap. It's the train wreck factor.
None of it's going to keep us from watching it. No, absolutely
not. But am I going to be more inclined to want to tune in on Sunday in Augusta during the back nine he's not going to be in the running, so that doesn't matter. But I'm still going to watch regardless because it's the Masters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, let's face it. It's a miracle and it's an achievement if he even makes it if he plays in this thing, if he makes it to Saturday, which is asking a lot. Which means is he making the cut? You know what I mean? So watch. And by the way, let's not forget this year. I don't know if this is the first year or not. Thursday and Friday are a Prime vehicle.
Yes, they are.
That is a stream-only thing, my friend, this year at the Masters. Jeff Bezos got the admittance, the membership to the club, and now he's streaming that sucker. He's walking around himself with the webcam. He's streaming it.
I can't wait for you. I can't wait for you to be complaining about not being able to find it.
I don't think Thursday and Friday, I'm not trying that hard.
I can't find it. I'm looking. All I can come up with is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Is that still on, by the way? Never watched that.
I don't know. It's on Prime.
It's on Prime?
Yeah. I think the show's over, but it's still up there.
No, you know it was always good, though, with DirecTV, and like I told you, I pay for all the freaking DirecTV sports things. Like, they would have like a handful of Masters channels for those first couple of days, and they would have a leaderboard with like a 4-box.
No mas.
I hope they still give you that, even though they're not showing you the tournament. Give me a leaderboard.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Do you want him to show up? I'd love to hear from people on this topic. And also over on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can watch the show, and you should get involved via the ESPN New York chat.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
Bo Bichette strikes out in the 7th inning. He has 8 strikeouts in the series against Pittsburgh. And the Met fans boo him. I don't get it. So this guy, who probably hardly ever got booed in his 6-7 years in Toronto, gets booed in game number 3 at Citi Field. What's the end game, Met fans? To make him feel really uncomfortable? Met fans, what are you trying to accomplish?
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, get Verizon Fios and a line of mobile for just $64.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabit per second for $20 a month. And unlimited welcome for $45 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Time to bench those other job sites and let ZipRecruiter help you build your championship roster. What's the advantage? Well, with ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast. But you also get the MVP for your team. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't make candidates wait to take the shot. It passes the ball right to them. Building your team or scouting fresh talent? ZipRecruiter runs the full court with powerful technology that immediately gets your job in front of the right players. That's why over 4.8 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. And why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even cross half court. It's a slam dunk with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Do you read more about your team in the off-season than in the season? Does your game day outfit include a brown bag with eye holes? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected. Because seeing your painted face in the rearview mirror after a loss isn't just depressing. It's distracting. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Life is full of choices. Some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
Gold and silver prices are soaring and near all-time highs. If you want to get cash in your hands for your old jewelry, now is the time. Get the most competitive prices at the Estates Roadshow. Old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 3 locations this week: Staten Island, Old Bridge, and Toms River. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. There's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure. Just friendly, professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in Staten Island at the Hilton Garden Inn, and Friday through Tuesday in Old Bridge at TMT Cash for Gold, the bright yellow building on Route 9 South, or TMT Cash for Gold in Toms River on Route 37, corner of Hooper Avenue, just off the Garden State. For more info, follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook or go to tmtcashforgold.com.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
ESPN New York programming alert. Tonight's Rangers-Devils game can only be heard one place, and that's the ESPN New York app. Don't miss any of the Blue Shirts action against their cross-river rivals.
Fox gets it back. Zibanejad scores on a one-time hammer because Zibanejad with a bomb from the left circle.
Download the ESPN New York app today so you're ready for tonight's 7 p.m. puck drop. It's New York Rangers hockey, and it's only on the ESPN New York app.
It's a melange of call topics that are on the board right now, so let's begin at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We will start with Derek in Hillside up first on ESPN New York. Derek, what's going on?
What's going on, my guys? Always love to hear from y'all. Thanks for answering the call.
Derek, what's up?
I'm definitely – what's going on, Dan? I'm definitely on you guys' side talking about the Tiger Woods thing, man. I'm like, when did it come to a point – like the judicial system just takes this man's license and makes an example out of him? Because it makes no sense. This is the third I can remember of him like having a situation with his car. It's like it's getting past ridiculous. Like, you're a grown man, you're approaching 60. If you can't be responsible with drinking and driving, bro, you should just take his license and just leave it at that.
I mean, it's not just that though. It's not just. Can I be honest for a second, Derek? Is taking Tiger Woods' license really punishing him?
In a way, I guess for a guy like him that got money, no. So I see your point.
My point is simply, hey,
something got to be done.
Listen, I don't want to sound holier than thou about this, okay? But you're right. Something has to be done. Not just with him. I've always felt like this is a crime that does not get properly punished. And it's gotten harsher and harsher over the years. But listen, it's clear that when you have a chance to make an example of someone like this who has done it now more than once, that maybe somebody needs to take that opportunity and do it.
And it's not even like repeat offender. It's repeat offender. And we were talking about it during the break, too. Like, when the car rolls over, like in that type of posh neighborhood, what's the speed limit got to be, 25?
At the most.
25?
Yeah,
the
most.
Where, like, you'd be riding behind a bicycle, maybe, an elderly person, out for a nice stroll on their bike, right in the middle of the car lanes, maybe.
Yeah.
Because everybody respects traffic and the speed limit down there. Not overturning your car.
I've never seen a car overturned that wasn't on a highway of some sort. I've never seen a car overturned in a residential neighborhood. It's not that it hasn't happened, but usually when it does happen, there was something of a mood-altering substance that was involved. So from that standpoint, I don't have any qualms as to what should happen. Tiger should be in jail.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. He absolutely should be in jail.
Because, this isn't about just like piling on a human. This is called trying to preserve the safety of innocent people. Because if it's happened this many times, who's to say it won't happen again? Because obviously you don't care about any other people but himself.
Let's hit Ron in Rockland County up next on ESPN New York. Ron, what's going on, dude? How are you? No, I hit the on button.
I think it sounds like you hit the off button.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Tom, what happened?
Well, Chris said, let's go to Ron, and then I'm waiting to hear the static in the background of the phone, and I look over to my right, and now Ron's calling back in.
I was going to say, there's no Ron on the board.
That was a lot of analysis for a dropped phone call.
It'd be great if you had like a telestrator. So we went to the board, and then boom, call's not there.
Would that be great?
It would be funny.
Great. Especially on radio, that would really work.
Yeah. It'd be great. No, don't you understand? The show's about our amusement.
We're on digital.
Didn't you know
have
that?
to understand we are digital
Well,
products
wait a sec.
now.
Hey, that's right. And we're on YouTube. There's
That's
a
right.
visual component. People could see this magic happening right before their very eyes.
I need to reset. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
Flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Tonight on SNY, Kodai Senga makes his 2026 debut as the Mets continue their series against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Coverage begins with Mets pregame tonight at 7 p.m. on SNY and streaming live on the MLB app.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It feels like everyone's sick right now. You aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I was just traveling. It was like everyone around me was coughing, sneezing, and sick. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. Having a medical emergency kit is like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. It includes essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus important antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs, and many more common and serious illnesses. It's your kit the moment you need it. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's genius. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. I can save you $45 when you use my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. Again, save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Smalls here. Look, I get it. GLP-1 weight loss shots are popular. They're everywhere. But not everyone is thrilled about weekly injections. So what if your GLP-1 was as easy to take as a mint? That's why I want you to know about compounded terzepatide. It's a mint-flavored tablet you simply let dissolve under your tongue. No needles. It's designed to help curb appetite and reduce cravings, even sweets and carbs, which are my personal enemies. And when hunger's under control, it's easier to eat less. Stay away from the junk foods that trip you up and tackle your weight loss goals head on. And this is important. The compounded terzepatide is recommended by the medical board of the wellness companies, the doctors I trust. Look, if you're serious about getting your weight under control and weekly shots aren't your thing, I strongly encourage you to look into terzepatide. Getting started is fast with an easy online physician consultation. Imagine discovering a no-needle option that fits your needs. Go to noneedles.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS to save $50. That's noneedles.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS to save $50.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams.
This is Luke Weaver. Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, 800-919-3776. Chime in on the chat over on the YouTube channel as well. Accountability is the word, that from Primo Sabe. It's called jail, but rich people rarely go to jail. That from C Money Be Real. Occasionally they do. Occasionally they do. Tiger showing up like Happy Gilmore. I don't think. It would be something if he just showed up. If, like, nobody said anything and he just showed up. Like, he can't do it. There's no way he can show up at Augusta now.
I mean, sometimes you got to, like, we hear the expression, read the room.
Yeah.
Read the room, lay low. Tiger, if you know what's good for you.
Yeah.
Lay low.
Exactly.
Sit this one out.
Have a little respect for the game.
We used to say that, remember, like, whenever you would hear, once upon a time when OJ would have stuff reported that maybe didn't paint him in the best light, like, after everything went down. Like, forget not just what happened with Vegas when he ended up going to jail and, storming the room with the gun.
Yeah.
But, like, whenever something, it's like, hey, you just want to say, hey, OJ, you got the break of a lifetime. Lay low. Maybe, maybe Netflix and chill, right? But Netflix wasn't a thing back then, I don't think.
No, but OJ. Like still.
But you get the point.
VCR and chill. How about that? Just
absolutely
hang back.
How about
Blockbuster and chill.
Parcheesi and chill. Well, who's going over to his house to play Parcheesi? Right?
That's probably a fair point.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what it's like? It's like in The Departed, where Jack Nicholson and Matt Damon telling him, just lay low for a bit. Laying low is not what I do.
That's not what I do. Some people can't help themselves, man. Jeez.
I want to spend a few minutes here on the draft and the Jets because little birdie's in my ear yesterday.
Chirp, chirp.
Couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
The exact quote, Ty Simpson crushed it.
Yeah.
With the Jets and with his interviews and with the Combine. Ty Simpson crushed it.
Left a real good tip.
Left a really good tip, left a really good impression. The whole thing.
Pushed his chair in when he was done eating.
Yep. The whole bit. Offered, who is the one player who offered to help clean up, too, at the restaurant? Remember that?
Yes.
Like that was, like you couldn't see right through that.
Yeah. No, I got it. No, I got it. I got it.
You know what? I'll do the dishes.
You guys just go ahead. I'll catch up with you. I'm going to go back and help clean up.
Ty Simpson crushed it with the Jets.
Here's the bottom line. If the value presents itself, they'll take Bart Simpson if it matters. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Darren.
Right? It's as plain as day. And thankfully, look, I get it. We got to talk about it. Thankfully, we only have three and a half more weeks of all the he said, she said.
Why do you have to be a killjoy?
I'm just saying.
Can't you just get caught up in it?
It's an annual rite of spring.
Can't you just be whimsical?
I got to be honest with you. I've said this, too, and I'm actually
I heard you talk about this on Saturday.
I'm thrilled.
Oh, 3 more weeks of these yo-yos.
I'm thrilled that we have now, it's essentially April, that we have bridged the gap. Thank God for the WBC helping bridge the gap to April to now, like, we're kind of almost at draft time, and it doesn't seem like it's 8 years down the road.
No, it doesn't feel like it's that far away, but we do have enough time over the next few weeks where different narratives are going to make themselves known. And so when I hear that come out, first of all, I always think everything I hear right now is complete crap. I just assume that it's crap. I'm not assuming that he crushed it is crap. What I'm assuming is he crushed it, but the Jets don't mind getting it out there to always create maybe a little bit more leverage for them if people are afraid that they might take him at 16. Here's what I really see playing out here. I would be very surprised if we saw the Steelers take Ty Simpson in the first round. I don't think they're taking a quarterback in the first round, assuming that Aaron Rodgers is back. By the way, we got to talk about, have you seen the video of Aaron Rodgers on ayahuasca?
From the documentary?
I don't know if it was from the documentary, but there was some out there yesterday.
Maybe it wasn't from the Netflix one when he went to El Salvador, or wherever the hell he went to, Chile, El Salvador, wherever the hell he went to?
Was he in that one? Was he talking about a caterpillar?
I think so.
Maybe it was.
When he had the mustache?
I hadn't seen it before. He definitely had a mustache.
Yeah, that's from the documentary.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, he ain't doing this stuff regularly, and then, like, the video's getting out. No.
No, I thought maybe this was new. But at any rate.
We actually talked about that, like he and I, like about how, like, the filming and all that stuff, what they were allowed to show, what they weren't allowed to show. What's that?
Did he set you up with his guy?
No, didn't set me up with his guy.
You got an ayahuasca guy?
No, I don't have an ayahuasca guy. But it was just interesting that the whole, like, you know, what was approved, like the place there, I don't know what you would call it, a retreat? Is it a retreat maybe?
Sure.
They are actually very...
Wellness center?
Well, sure. Very picky about...
Who they let in?
Not who they let in, what they're allowed to show, what they want out there.
Oh.
Of the whole, like, ceremony. The seance.
Right.
You know. That was interesting.
Well, anyway, the point is... if we're talking about this with Pittsburgh, and I don't think they're going to take a quarterback in the first round. I think they actually want to see, outside of Rodgers, they may not mind trying to see what Will Howard's about, who they drafted last year in the 5th or 6th round from Ohio State and who was hurt for a lot of last year. And the one thing I'm consistently hearing, which could really, really work to the Jets' benefit, do not expect a lot of people or a lot of teams during the draft this year to be trading away first-round picks for next year to move up.
Right.
Because of the depth that is perceived to be not just a quarterback through the entirety of next year's draft. And then you think about where the Jets are positioned already in that. And if you're ever worried about what the trades did to you and about the Sauce Gardner trade in particular, just think about that. You may have ended up with 3 first-round picks in a year where it is an exceptionally deep draft, like one of the years where you would beg to be in that position.
I think they knew that already, and that's why they loaded up for 27. Because these scouts, they've been eyeing these players for multiple years. It's not just like, you know, a guy who's going to be drafted this fall or next spring. Like, they go scout him this fall. No, this is like a yearly process. So I think that the scouting community knew that 27 could have been prosperous. And so if you're the Jets, and given where they were last year, knowing that we're not going to win a Super Bowl this season, we're not going to make the playoffs, we might as well load up on the future. Let's go all in on 27. And what's going to really benefit them, I think, like I told you, I mean, look what's happening in Indianapolis, kids. You know, like, that ain't going to be a bottom of the first round pick. Hell, that one might even be higher than the Jets pick.
Think about how that unfolded. When the Colts made that trade, where they were and where they ended up and how it all looks now. That is as precipitous a drop-off as you can see in a short period of time.
And look, they'll never admit this. The Jets will never admit that they knew Indianapolis was going to go belly up. You know what I'm saying? Not in a million years. I remember when that trade was made, there were people thinking that the Colts were the best team in the AFC and could make a run to the Super Bowl at that point. Offensively, they were a machine.
They were pushing for Jonathan Taylor to be the MVP.
Daniel Jones to get MVP votes, right? Yeah. Like everything. And then one thing after another, they crash and burn the rest of the year. You look at some of the moves they made this offseason, and you're like, damn, like, are they really setting themselves up for success, or is it going to be more of the same? I mean, God forbid, not that you want anybody to get hurt. What if Daniel Jones gets hurt again? And that's been, like, his M.O.
But what's so outlandish about suggesting that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so, I mean, if you were, we always say, like, you're betting the field, or you're betting this team, or you're betting the field. You're betting him to stay healthy or not stay healthy or miss some time. If that happens, where are they going? Like, where's that? I got to see right now who their backup is. I don't even remember. It's the kid from Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, Riley Leonard. He played week 18 and actually didn't play badly against the Texans, but that was the Texans' second-string defense, too.
Yeah, they weren't playing the Monsters Texans defense, right?
No, that game meant nothing.
So like I said, going all in on Daniel Jones, giving Alec Pierce money like he's Randy Moss. Michael Clemens, they gave him $17 million. Jet fans would have drove him to Indianapolis for free.
I think that when you made that move.
By the way, not to interrupt also, and the same people that took Anthony Richardson, with a top 5 pick just 3 years ago, those same people are still in power.
Yeah. This is not Anthony Richardson. The fact that Ballard still has the job is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. But that aside, this is not Anthony Richardson when you're talking about Ty Simpson, because Anthony Richardson was the guy that you point to and you say, well, he only had 12 or 13 or 14 starts, whatever it was. But you could see at the time at Florida, more than half of his starts, he completed less than half of his passes. That's how inaccurate and immature he was. Now, granted, he's 20 years old, and maybe Anthony Richardson, somewhere else in a couple of years, ends up being another Sam Darnold-type player, not in terms of what they do, but a success story. Not even winning a Super Bowl, but down the line finds his footing somewhere else. Because Sam, I think everybody tends to forget, was exceptionally young when he got here, and so was Anthony Richardson. And now Richardson will clearly get out of there, and it'll be a good situation for him to move on. But having said all that, when you factor all of that in, I don't want to be too Pollyanna in all of this. That day, when they made those 2 trades, you would hope that 3 to 4 years from now, you will look back at that day and say, that was the day. That was when we completely turned this whole thing around and put ourselves in a position to be successful for a long time. When it turns out that if 27 is that deep and you have, let's just call it, less of a chance of missing on a draft pick, when you factor all of that in, I would love for that to be the case for the Jets. And when I hear that Simpson crushed it, I can't help but be a little bit skeptical in that maybe the Jets are hoping to do a little bit more with that 16th pick than just draft a quarterback. Maybe they just would like people to think they're going to draft them.
Yeah, everybody's trying to put out their best sales approach and try to make other teams think, hey, we're maybe in on this guy. We're, identifying this. Why don't you come? If you like a guy, you might as well leapfrog us. Or, trade with us, right? Because we're open for business, maybe. Give them the impression. Yeah, you get a ton of that stuff this time of year. Teams put out feelers because, again, some clubs are a little bit more realistic with themselves than others are. Like, they can say, all right, we want to be better this year, but we still don't think we're going to be quite good enough. So if this ain't going to be the year, let's load up again for the future and get more picks again for next season to when we really think we're ready to make a big move, and now we have even more ammo to work with, or, things like that. But I think that still we're in the cat and mouse phase of the draft, 3.5 weeks until we have liftoff. Right?
At what point, you don't think, from everything I can gather, you don't think they will take Simpson at 16?
No. Okay. And I told you, and I could be wrong, I don't think he will be available. I don't think he will be on the clock at 16. I think some team is
Somebody's
going to
go before. You think he's going to go before that?
The hype machine is going to be. You think the hype machine is crazy now? Give it another few weeks.
So this is interesting because Tannenbaum, we had this discussion last week on our production call for the draft. Mike's part of our ESPN radio draft coverage.
How often? What's the average length of the production calls?
Half hour.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Is there a guy? How about this? Is there a guy who's part of the call? Like everybody has these. When you're in these calls, meetings, or whatever. There's one guy who just won't let the damn thing end. Whether it's a meeting, you know what I mean? And you always got to ask like a question or two at the end. Oh, one more. What about this? And everybody else has like 1 foot out the door. They're ready to hang up. Yeah. But no, what?
Yeah.
So you don't have one of those. That's good camaraderie then.
Yeah.
You got a good team.
There's a good read on the room.
Oh, that's good.
And it's a team that we've worked together for several years now at this point. And so we have a good feel for it. But those calls, like this is why, I say this all the time, I could never have a real job. Ever have a real job. I like to say that I am in the sandbox of life.
Okay.
I'm over here playing in the sandbox.
That's it's very Hallmark cardish of you.
Thank you. But if you put me in meetings, I would lose my freaking mind.
Yeah.
Like meetings on Zoom.
Yeah.
Meetings in person. Like I think they're having their weekly sales meeting over here.
Well, John has
that's
like
an hour long every
average
week.
53 to 58 meetings a day.
He does.
A day. A day.
I could not do that.
No.
Because for the meetings that I'm on, outside of this one, and I'm not just saying it because of this crew, it's very true. There's nobody who's trying to stretch that thing out.
Right. Good.
I have another one that I'm a part of with Rutgers at the beginning of the season.
Well, that's a beginning of the season, though.
No, but it's an annual thing, and there's nothing new in what we're doing, and there is always one person that will drag out 4 or 5 of the most mundane details that 95% of the people on the call have nothing to do with.
Once upon a time at this place, when we used to have the big meetings involving like staff, even this is when we were, probably like 2 or 3 studios away. There we had a guy. Ray knows who I'm talking about. He knows. I'll tell you off the air. But we had a guy, and it was basically it got to the point where when the meeting was over, like you wanted to go like Full Metal Jacket on him with the bars of soap while he was like asleep in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Like enough is enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking an extra. Well, that's for you. That's yours. Yes. But that's not ours. No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was somebody who was working here. But it was, I mean, like, come on, dude. It's like, read the room.
Full Metal Jacket.
Great movie. Great movie. Right? And you know what? It's almost 2 different movies.
Yeah.
Right? It's like 2 different movies. You have, like, the boot camp, and then you have the post-boot camp.
I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Maybe this says a lot about me. The first time I ever saw that movie, the first half of the movie, like the whole boot camp part, like with the drill sergeant who should have won an Oscar that year. I can't even believe he didn't. I don't know if I laughed harder at a movie. I almost was like in tears laughing because he was so good.
You were laughing at Full Metal Jacket in the theater?
No, not in the theater. I never saw it in the theater. I was way too young for that.
Oh, okay.
No, the first time I saw it, like I was, like a teenager or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. He was fantastic. The drill sergeant.
What year did that come out?
87.
Oh, was that? I thought it was like mid-90s.
Kubrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Kubrick I knew.
Yeah.
Anyway, point being, no, I could never have a real job because of meetings. You have a unique way.
Yeah.
Like I always joke that working with Bart, I'm the designated driver. And Bart's your drunk buddy in the front seat.
Bart's Tiger Woods.
No, because Bart would be I would have a designated driver. It would be me. Bart is your drunk buddy.
Yeah.
We're on the highway, and Bart sees next exit IHOP, and he grabs the wheel, and I want pancakes. And we're going across the highway, and we're going out. In other words, he just grabs the wheel and takes us down a road that I don't know. You do it in a much more subtle fashion.
Yeah.
Where you go here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then there, and the next thing I know, I'm off in the woods, and I have no idea where I am.
Well, you know what the great part about it is like I'm one of those that
Is it great?
No,
I don't know that it's great.
I think so. I think so. Because you know what? You know why I know it's great? Because you're going to look up at that clock, and in about 5 minutes, it's going to say 12:56 or whatever, and you're going to be like, where did that show go? And I'll say, you're welcome. And I'll throw another one at you because you mentioned it, and I'm curious about it. IHOP ever a 24-hour establishment? Because I drove by one the other day, and I had that thought. I was like, boy, there's not a lot of people in there. And I'm like, was that ever a 24-hour thing, IHOP?
I don't know that.
Raymond?
I would think that it would have been. I mean, how would you be IHOP? You're competing with Denny's. You're competing with Waffle House.
Diners.
90% of those things are 24 hours.
Diners now are not even 24 hours like they used to be. There's a lot of diners that aren't 24.
That's true. You're not going over to that diner in Staten Island that they did in Goodfellas. Well, that they were going to before Maury bit it.
No.
Yeah.
Not going to that one.
24 hours? What's open 24? Occasionally a drive-through now?
Yeah, I don't know that IHOP ever was.
Maybe IHOP wasn't then.
Yeah. Denny's was at one point. Denny's was certainly that.
Denny's very good bacon cheeseburger.
Yep.
Denny does a good bacon.
I'll tell you what else they do. Patty melt.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Denny does a good patty melt.
That's right. Tom says there are IHOPs open 24 hours.
And
Where are they? They're not in the tri-state area, I would assume.
There are actually two of them in New Jersey that are. One in Totowa and one in Parsippany.
That's Totowa.
Totowa. Oh, who cares?
Totowa.
And one in Parsippany?
Yes.
That's up north. All right, so two up north.
It's got to be out 46 right there.
That's right, yeah.
If we want to be specific.
That's got to be out Route 46 right there. Listen, but he's...
Totowa. Love you, Tom.
Leonia?
Tommy Totowa.
It's a place called Tina Fly.
Yeah.
Scott in the car is up on ESPN New York. Scott, what's going on, dude?
Hey, so I had a question about the Jets, right?
Yeah,
so
you did.
Hypothetically speaking, Bart Scott walks in the room right now, this second, right? He comes up to you, puts a gun to your head, say, "Hey, Carlin, who the Jets taking at 2-16? What says you?"
All right. Well, first of all, why do we have to have?
Why is it
Bart
such like
with a gun?
a morbid scenario?
Yeah.
Because it's Bart.
Is this the Quentin Tarantino version of our show?
Kill Bart Volume 1.
Something like that.
Yeah. No. It's first of all, let's clarify. Bart would not have a gun. Would not be.
That was like now that I'm processing that was so like.
That's very dark.
Oh my gosh!
If he did, it would be like the Bugs Bunny one where the little flag comes out and says "bang."
Right, and I would have said it was a water gun, but a water gun might get some of his food wet, so he's not going to do that because he's very particular when it comes to his
by
food.
the way,
yes.
I don't know if you followed him on Instagram. He is having the time of his life.
I'm not on Instagram, so no. I've heard though that you said.
When did you turn 70?
I'm not.
I'm not on.
Look, there's only so much you can give of yourself to the world. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these whores that needs to be like out there 24/7.
I am a whore.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
You know, I'm good with me in the doses that I'm willing to share. How's that?
Wow.
And I empty the tank.
You know what you like? You like Tiger.
No,
very close circle.
I respect the law. That's what I do.
Very close circle. Ralph in Brooklyn next. ESPN New York. Ralph, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys. So, actually, I have a bone to pick with MLB and whoever does the scheduling. I actually think this year they might have outsourced the Yankees schedule to maybe somebody at Expedia, because for sure a travel agent put this schedule together. The fact that I have to start the season in San Francisco, the only thing I care about there is maybe watching Devers strike out. And then I have to go to Seattle. Now, here's where my bone to pick is. I start the season with 6 games that I got to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I got to look forward to coming home to the Florida Marlins. Ridiculous. Last night, I'm up 12:15, watching the game. Great game. 1-1 game. I doze off like everybody else. Next thing I know, post-game, I missed the walk-off single by Cal Riley. Maybe, thank God I missed it, but it could have been the opposite. I could have missed a ninth-inning home run by Judge. I don't know who puts the schedule together, but this year is the worst start to any schedule I've ever seen out of Yankee
fans. A couple
fans.
of flaws with your thought process.
And I respect Ralph that he keeps it all about him. Because he said we. I'm like, are you on the team? Like, it sounds like Aaron Boone.
Yeah. I would say, first of all, the games in San Francisco, you didn't have to stay up late to watch. They were all
right. That's nitpicking.
Yeah, that
opening night was 8 o'clock.
Opening night was 8 o'clock
on Netflix.
That was the only one, and that's not a 10 o'clock game.
And then 4:30 and 7 o'clock on Saturday night on Fox, and Sunday they were off.
Yeah, that wasn't anything crazy. The Seattle thing, I could do without 9:40 on the first week of the season, but I guess you could look at it another way too. Like, at least I got part of that out of the way early in the year. The Marlins coming in on opening day on what could be a rainy Friday is not what you're looking for.
Well, I mean, like I said, but in this interleague world that we live in now, right, with the even number of teams, odd number of teams in each league, like you're going to play an interleague game every day in Major League Baseball until we have expansion and they maybe even it out a little bit. Like last year, the Yankees opened against the Brewers at home. Does anything scream opening day to you like Yankees, Brewers, and you had the torpedo bats? Remember all that stuff? Yep. But, I mean, if you want to really complain, a Met fan has every right just as much of the Yankees, if not more. I mean, look at the Mets schedule. The Mets have 4 different trips to the West Coast, all by the first week of June. That's insane. So forget about spreading it out for 6 months. They got to go to the West Coast 4 times in the first, 2 months of the season. They go to San Francisco right after St. Louis this week. So that's 1. Then on April 13th, they go out to Dodger Stadium for 3 games.
Yep.
Way out to the West Coast. Let's go to May 1st. Go to Anaheim for 3 games and then swing back to Colorado and Arizona. Okay, there's your 3rd trip out west. And then to round it out, your 4th trip, you're going to Seattle and San Diego the first week of June. That is insanity.
That's loco. That's loco. I won't deny that. That's tough to take.
I mean, I get it. The schedule's crazy. It makes no sense. I'm sure they want to squeeze in as many of these, national opportunities for all these teams and everything. But, and even how about this? Forget about even West Coast. Subway Series this year. It's on opening weekend of the NFL. They play 2 series this year, okay? Every year, Mets-Yankees. The Bronx contingent of it is 9/11, which is the 25th anniversary of 9/11, so they wanted to do Mets-Yankees on that Friday.
Yep.
Okay, great. But then the 12th and the 13th, Sunday the 13th is Week 1 NFL.
All right, well, that can't be avoided if they wanted to do the 9/11 anniversary.
But you know what they could have done? They could have maybe done the schedule, make the series Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or Thursday, Friday, Yankees just had an off
those days now where Sundays are off.
Yankees just had Sunday off.
Like yesterday. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's unfortunately the world now with baseball. Don't make sense.
Yeah. All right. Now they realize it's 9/11, that's not going to bother me as much.
But again, you could have done it to where you're not competing with Week 1 of the NFL.
Dan, why do you hate America?
I didn't schedule
my first question.
Let me ask you a question. One, I'm not going to present a crazy scenario like, Bart comes in with a gun. But let's say, you're stranded on the side of the road someplace, and you go into some, dive bar where you get your own screen, but you can only watch one thing. You're going to watch Week 1 NFL or Mets-Yankees?
On Sunday?
Yeah, on that Sunday,
Yeah,
on September 13th.
I'll be watching Week 1 NFL.
Yeah.
ESPN New York, programming alert, people. This is very important for today.
Listen up.
It involves Dan.
Listen up.
Programming alert. Now, tonight's Rangers-Devils game can only be heard on the ESPN New York app. Do not miss any of the Blue Shirts action against their cross river rivals. Download the ESPN New York app today so you are ready for tonight's 7 p.m. puck drop. It's New York Rangers hockey tonight only on the ESPN New York app.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Don, your synopsis of the Knicks was what?
It all started with, let's just get to the playoffs already. And the reason I say that is because there's nothing left to find out. There's nothing that they're going to do that is going to change our opinion of what they have to do come playoff time. You're still going to get that playing with your food because they know that it's all going to happen come April.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. Here's how it works. Place any bet with FanDuel using your Bet Reset token. And if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. So visit FanDuel.com/local to sign up today. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. Here's how it works. Place any bet with FanDuel using your Bet Reset token. And if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
Gold and silver prices are soaring and near all-time highs. If you want to get cash in your hands for your old jewelry, now is the time. Get the most competitive prices at the Estates Roadshow. Old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 3 locations this week: Staten Island, Old Bridge, and Toms River. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. There's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure. Just friendly professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in Staten Island at the Hilton Garden Inn, and Friday through Tuesday in Old Bridge at TMT Cash for Gold, the bright yellow building on Route 9 South, or TMT Cash for Gold in Toms River on Route 37, corner of Hooper Avenue, just off the Garden State. For more info, follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook or go to tmtcashforgold.com.
If you manage an active facility, you don't have time for disruption. Tricon Construction specializes in working inside healthcare, commercial, and industrial buildings without shutting operations down. That means tight planning, clear communication, safe, disciplined execution, because when patients are inside, when tenants are working, when production can't stop, there's no margin for mistakes. When it has to be handled professionally and handled right, Tricon is the only choice. Visit TriconBuilds.com, TriconBuilds.com.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Evan Cohen here. Did you know the average employer sorts through about 250 resumes for one job opening? That's a lot of time reviewing applications. Well, if you're hiring, here's good news. You can now review resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates who are very interested in your job show up at the top of your list. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all. And they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, my friends, ESPN New York is teaming up with Calandra's Bakery to give away a pair of tickets to see the Knicks take on Charlotte on Sunday, April 12th, which obviously should be a very good game the way the Hornets have played over the last couple of months. It is easy to enter. Just stop by Calandra's Bakery at 234 Bloomfield Avenue in Caldwell, New Jersey before April 7th to enter in person. It's brought to you by Calandra's Bakery in Caldwell, home of fresh bread, classic Italian pastries, and traditions baked daily.
And wings.
And wings. And wings that are not to be missed at all. Audio files, Tom Bauer. Hit it.
The audio file.
Well, Tom, floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Chris. Let's get right into it. And I want to start here with the football of it all. Matt Miller, great NFL draft analyst for ESPN, has a 7-round mock draft out right now.
It's a lot of rounds.
It is a lot of rounds. And he talked about it on Get Up today. And Chris, you said that Ty Simpson nailed his interview with the Jets. He did. That was pretty much a complete home run.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well,
that's what my intricate network of sources indicates to me.
From Tuscaloosa to NYC.
That's a wide range right there. Matt Miller talks about how he grades Ty Simpson.
I have him as the number 40 overall player in this draft. And I know there's been a lot of conversation about where he's valued by teams, where he's ranked by those of us in the media. I can't find one team that tells me they believe he will go in the first round. What you get is a lot of teams that say, yeah, I think someone else will do it. We don't value him there, but we think someone else will do it based on quarterback need, positional value, and because generally those players do get pushed up the board artificially this time of year. But it reminds me a lot of the Shedeur Sanders conversation last year where we all sat around and said, okay, we don't think this team will take him in the first round, but maybe someone will. And I think it's similar with Simpson this year where I can't find one club that says, gosh, we got a big old grade on him. We think he's going to be a first round pick. It's more so you hear teams say, yeah, like maybe the Jets will do it, or maybe the Cardinals will trade back into the first and do it. Maybe the Rams will make him a quarterback of the future.
I'm looking at it right now, and there's really only one team that I can look at the moment, maybe two. In the back half of the first round, besides the Jets, that would consider picking him. Okay? I've got the Jets at 16. Certainly the Vikings are not doing it at 18. I've got the Browns at 24. Would they consider doing it? I don't know. Like I saw a report this morning, and this is, again, you'll hear a lot of different things, that the Browns are not ruling out Deshaun Watson beating out Shedeur Sanders for that job. Then there's Miami at 30. Is Miami going to do that? Probably not. Miami needs a ton. They've got so many needs. So then you have to go back to the top of the second round. We're talking about the Jets. We're talking about the Cardinals. We're talking about the Browns again. And then that's really it until the Dolphins again. So it's getting harder and harder to see the team that would really consider making that move. Like, if you're the Jets, you could really, in my estimation right now, you could let this sit and then trade back into the first round. Let me just ask you right now, do you think that if the Browns at 24 have a chance to take Simpson, that they will?
I don't put anything past the Browns. Nothing. Okay. And by the way, go back to what Matt Miller said. I know he brought up the Shedeur thing, and I know it's apples and oranges, and I just want to make the point. It is apples and oranges because Shedeur, it's not his talent that sunk him to the fourth round. What sunk him to the fourth round was the intangible stuff.
Yes.
How he came off in the interviews and the meetings and this and that, and all we heard about Ty Simpson was all that stuff is off the charts.
All right, so
let me ask you a question.
So you think he's going to go higher because of all the hype to it? Who's that team?
Let me ask you a question. Where's the Brian Windhorst meme or whatever?
Why would they do that? Pointing the fingers up.
So I'll do that, and I'll ask you this question. Okay. This is going to be what, 2026? This one team's quarterback is like 40 years old. Who's going to be the week one starting quarterback in 2027 for the Rams? Who's the quarterback in waiting for the Rams?
I don't think it's Stetson Bennett.
My point is, I don't think he in Hollywood yet.
Right.
He ain't there yet. I'm just saying, all it takes, because we've seen this before, all it takes is one coach, one GM, one whatever, to fall in love with a guy, especially a quarterback, and they go gaga for him, and they got to wrap him up.
When you just had the MVP, do you think the Rams at 13 are taking Ty Simpson?
I don't think they're taking him necessarily at 13, but who's to say they feel comfortable if they move back, let's say, a couple of spots and maybe take him, maybe even ahead of the Jets. Because I think teams that maybe have interest in the player look at the Jets at 16 as a potential spot where he comes off the board.
Like, Miami's got 2 first-round picks. I don't think they're taking him at 11.
No, I don't think Miami's taking him.
Yep.
Look, I don't think Malik is going to be there, like, for 10 years.
No, but
he's going to be the quarterback this year.
I can see Miami taking a quarterback in the second or third round.
And they should, because they have nothing there. But Well, they have Quinn Ewers still, right? But I don't think that he's a long-term answer. Would you completely rule out the possibility? And I'll throw again a coach who's also a quarterback guy. Minnesota at 18. Because I think that J.J. McCarthy thing is gone.
Yeah, I would. I mean, they signed Murray, and granted, they don't have much invested in him.
Right, it's a 1.3 or whatever. Yeah, that's...
to me, that if you do that, that takes all the bloom off of the Kevin O'Connell rose.
But it also gets him more time.
Does it?
Yeah, because
for Kevin O'Connell?
Well, because he's going to be the guy entrusted to develop him. That's what he's going to try to sell the Wilfs on, New Jersey's own.
We just did that with the...
By the way, have they named the new GM yet in Minnesota?
I believe they did.
For Kwesi?
I believe they did. At least they have an interim. I know that.
But not a permanent. I think he's
not
interim,
positive.
Right?
Not
positive. I'm not sure about that one.
Next.
So, going back to the Ty Simpson thing with the Jets, there's a lot of Aaron Glenn sound coming in because he did speak at the league meetings today.
I like that.
There will be plenty of sound on its way. This is just one of the cuts that we have in the system for now. Will you draft a quarterback? Perhaps even Ty Simpson.
My feeling is, man, you always want to build your roster with good players, and whatever position that is. I mean, obviously, the quarterback is a top position on your team, and if we feel like he's the best player on the board, then that's what we do. That's what we draft. The thing is, we're not trying to reach and grab for guys. We're trying to just draft for guys that's like the best player available.
I'm shocked he didn't say yes.
I'm shocked that he gave you the most cliched answer that every coach, GM is going to tell you about a particular prospect.
Absolutely stunned.
Right.
Listen, I don't know what to make of him. I don't think they're taking him myself. I think they will look to aim higher next year. But the thing that Tannenbaum always continues to push is a lot of things can happen between this year and next year. And that's actually what we saw happen before, because this was supposed to be a quarterback-heavy draft. And you saw like 5 guys play awful football or get hurt.
Did any of us think that the Giants were taking Daniel Jones at number 6?
No.
Right? And they had, and I know that Eli was getting a little long in the tooth at that point, but he was an institution. He was a legend.
Full bloom love.
Full bloom love at 6.
Next.
I've got another one from Aaron Glenn. And this one I think Jets fans are going to have a lot of fun with. Aaron Glenn spoke about Geno Smith and what exactly he's going to do for the team.
Something about a quarterback, and I'm going to say a quarterback with a chip on his shoulder. And listen, he's proven a lot in this league of what he's done, especially when you take those times when he was in Seattle. Listen, he fits exactly what we're trying to do. So obviously we've created an identity. The foundation of our offense is pretty good now. Like, I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land. He's the guy that's going to touch the ball more than anybody else on offense. And listen, I know he had his struggles. And I think a lot of quarterbacks, they have their struggles. If you look at the last 5 years, the guy that's thrown the most interception. I mean, the top guys are up there.
Listen,
What's the promised land?
The promised land to me is the playoffs. And I don't see that happen.
Well, here's the question.
All right, let's reframe it. What's the promised land for Aaron Glenn? In other words, what keeps Aaron Glenn's job?
That's I think you hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
Right? What's going to get him to 2027? I could see Geno Smith still here as the quarterback of this team week 1 of 2027, because let's say they draft the guy either this year, next year, whatever, but more likely in 27. I don't know if he's starting week 1. That's why you have a guy like Geno Smith, right? But is Geno Smith going to be on this team, let's say, in 2028? He ain't going to be the starting quarterback in 2028. Like, they'll have somebody else by then, and they're going to have to find out if that guy can sink or swim. The thing about Geno Smith, and here's what I would ask Aaron Glenn. Are you going to let him play football? The reason I say that is because that was the quote that was attached to Justin Fields this time last year. We're going to let him play football.
What does that mean?
The football wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't.
No, we're gonna build an offense for him, and we're gonna let him play football. Well, I think they tried to let him play football, but they found out that the football wasn't very good, and he wasn't very good at playing football. I mean, you watched the
Interesting
games,
conclusion,
right? I mean, so
let's go back. We're gonna let him play football. And then we're going to see if he can play football.
Well, and remember,
with Geno,
the thing that's interesting,
you think there's anything there?
What?
Geno?
when you say anything there, what do you mean? Is it going to be an upgrade from last year? Yes.
Well, yes, that's not the bar I want to set it at. Is it? Can the Jets win 7 games with Geno?
I hate to be that guy, but can I see the schedule first?
Sure.
You know, like if they have like a murderer's row of, 3 straight on the road against, New England, and I don't even know who the hell they're playing. We got to see. But, something like that. But I don't think it's outlandish. And look, guess what? 4 picks in the top 44? Is it too much to ask? I'm getting 4 starters with those picks.
No, you better get 4 starters.
Okay,
with
so
those
that's
picks.
like 4 good players. Hopefully, I'm putting on the team that are week 1 starters.
What is realistic though? Realistic to me would be,
look,
we hit on 3 of the 4.
Oh yeah, you'll take that.
Yeah,
you'll take that because think about what happened in 2022, which supposedly was going to be the draft to set them up for better things to come. They had 4 picks in the top. Brees was very early in the second round, right? So he was, 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, and it was Sauce, Garrett, Jermaine, Brees. Did they hit on all 4 of those, would you say?
Yeah. Well, Jermaine,
Right.
Jermaine was,
Right, because he played and funny thing, Brees had a season-ending injury, too, as a rookie, but he's, he was good. Jermaine was probably the least contributor out of the 4.
I would agree.
Right? But it wasn't a bust by any stretch.
No.
You know what I mean? It was serviceable.
Right.
Serviceable, and you had your peaks here and there. They need to – these guys, I think, at the very least, 3 week 1 starters in 2026. Let's put it that way.
Bart and Carlin, we've got more coming from the owners' meetings, from Muji, from John Harbaugh. This one I had not heard that I definitely want to hear about a possible reunion.
Oh.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Buster only. You think this is a better Yankees team this year?
It's a better Yankees team that developed over the course of last year. What we're going to see is the Yankees will get better as this year goes along because Garrett Cole continues to look great in his rehab. Carlos Rodon will be back. Cam Schlittler throwing 99-mile-per-hour sinkers. And then, of course, their offense is so good. They should be great.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Tonight on SNY, Kodai Senga makes his 2026 debut as the Mets continue their series against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Coverage begins with Mets pregame tonight at 7 p.m. on SNY and streaming live on the MLB app.
It feels like everyone's sick right now. You aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I was just traveling. It was like everyone around me was coughing, sneezing, and sick. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. Having a medical emergency kit is like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. It includes essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus important antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs, and many more common and serious illnesses. It's your kit the moment you need it. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's genius. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. I can save you $45 when you use my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. Again, save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
Time to bench those other job sites and let ZipRecruiter help you build your championship roster. What's the advantage? Well, with ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast. But you also get the MVP for your team. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't make candidates wait to take the shot. It passes the ball right to them. Building your team or scouting fresh talent? ZipRecruiter runs the full court with powerful technology that immediately gets your job in front of the right players. That's why over 4.8 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. And why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even cross half court. It's a slam dunk with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
ESPN New York programming alert. Tonight's Rangers-Devils game can only be heard one place, and that's the ESPN New York app. Don't miss any of the Blue Shirts action against their cross-river rivals.
Fox gets it back. Zibanejad scores on a one-time hammer because Zibanejad with a bomb from the left circle.
Download the ESPN New York app today so you're ready for tonight's 7 p.m. puck drop. It's New York Rangers hockey, and it's only on the ESPN New York app.
(800-919-3776), 800-919-ESPN. All right, couple of things here. I want to play some of the sound. Little more from Aaron Glenn. So we've heard from him on Geno. We heard from him on drafting a quarterback. I'm going to give you dealer's choice here. Here's what I got. How's the offseason so far? Geno fits what we're trying to do. Takes responsibility for Justin Fields not working out with the team. What type of defense will you play? We're using AI to see how we can use it.
Start with the Justin Fields one, because I'm forgetting all the ones you're throwing at me. But that one struck a chord right off the bat. Justin Fields.
That was a situation that it just didn't work out. I can't sit here and say, listen, I regret, because I think Justin's a really good player. And I said, I put the fault on me. I didn't do enough to put him in a position to be successful. And I'm always going to say that. That's my job as the head coach. So I think he's going to do well in Kansas City. I really do, because he's a good person for one, and he's a good player. And I think Andy Reid's going to do a good job with him. And there were some things that I've learned of making sure, man, how do I identify what every player can do and make sure they do a good job?
Now, on that note, you think the NFL schedule makers have a sense of humor like they did last year?
Is that going to make as big of a deal, though? I mean,
but Mahomes,
do we know that Mahomes is definitively not starting week one?
I think Andy Reid yesterday was like, he's going to help us win some games, meaning like that probably lays the foundation.
I don't know when that's going to be.
Right,
yeah.
So that could maybe be one, could be two, at least at the beginning of the season. Does the NFL, because the Jets are playing the Chiefs, do they put a Jets-Chiefs game in the first couple of weeks of the season? I'm not saying prime time.
Where is that game?
I just had it up.
I feel like that game might be here. Not positive.
Stand by.
Listen, I don't think it would be anywhere near as
at
big
Kansas City.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
No, it would be like a Sunday at 1. You know what I mean? But
nah, I don't.
Do they do that in like week 2 or something?
No, it's not anywhere near what Rodgers and the Jets would have been.
But here's my point. The fact you don't have, let's say you don't have Mahomes, you wonder, are they going to throw the Chiefs like a primetime assignment or a sexy assignment in the first 2 weeks, given you don't have Mahomes and they're like not even at full strength? Think about it. A Chiefs team operated by Justin Fields compared to Mahomes?
I think they're going to hold on to the Chiefs' primetime appearances for later in the year.
I'm talking just even like against a quality opponent that'll attract some eyeballs.
Yeah,
right?
I think they will wait on that.
So this could be like Jets Chiefs week 1 Arrowhead.
Maybe, but it doesn't really do a ton for me. But it doesn't do what it. Put it this way, I went to the game last year, and listen, I'm special.
2 years ago.
No.
Jets Chiefs, you mean?
No, Jets
Steelers. Yeah.
I'm special.
Mm-hmm.
You have to woo me.
Yeah.
You have to lure me in to get me to show up.
But if you're not playing a primetime week 1 game, and that includes the opening Thursday, which is going to be Wednesday, Sunday night football, Monday night football, and you're not going to be that big Sunday 4:25, the big national game. Everything else, you're just lumped in the pile there Sunday at 1 o'clock. Chiefs might be that team without Patrick Mahomes early in the season. You know what I mean? We want to see 50-year-old Travis Kelce run up and down the field and try to catch one pass a game from Justin Fields. Right?
So in other words, what you're telling me, they're not doing it to be attractive. They're doing it to stick it there.
Because they got to play the game, right? They want to load up on Mahomes as much as they can.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And wouldn't that be more of throwing the Jets a bone than throwing anybody else a bone?
To play Justin Fields? Yeah.
What else you got here? Aaron Glenn on Ty Simpson's private workout with the Jets.
There you go.
How about that?
Obviously, he's a coach's kid, and you clearly see that. He's extremely smart. You could tell he works his ass off. I mean, even in the workout that we had, he was very detailed in everything that he wanted to do when it comes to his drops, when it comes to ball handling, and things like that. So we'll see how this process goes, but he did a good job.
Yeah, listen, he's going to say all the right things about the kid. Don't expect anything different there. Where is the Promised Land cut? Did he actually say the Promised Land?
In the Geno cut?
Yeah.
We did play that in audio files,
that.
But he did say Promised Land in there?
With Geno, that's the second cut for you.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to play
What do you want, news? You want news on your page?
I'm on news.
Okay, so let me see. Whoa.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, a little.
I can go look and see what these cuts are, too, Chunky. I don't need you to rely on you for
anything.
I've
been standing at a blank screen the whole day, and it said, press escape to unlock. I finally pressed escape. It's amazing. How about, what I'm intrigued to see? The hell with the AI. I mean, that's a bunch. How about defense? What type of defense? Remember, they made a lot of changes.
Why don't you click it yourself there, tough guy? Hit the button.
How about this?
Oh, you don't have a touch screen.
Wireless mouse. What type of defense
I don't need a mouse.
will you play?
Just hit the button.
Here, I could touch. Watch this.
Nothing. Nothing.
They fooled me.
They fooled me, Jerry.
Multiple defense. So there will be elements of 4-3. There will be elements of 3-4. And I think sometimes that's overblown. When you look at it, you're in nickel like 70% of the time. So you're in a 4-down spacing for the most part. So once you go to base defense, there's a number of things that you can do. I love front variation. So you will see some 4-down fronts. You will see some 5-down fronts. And you will see a lot of movement within that. So I don't want to sit here and say exactly who we're going to be because we're going to be a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. But it'll be easy for all players to be able to go out there and compete.
I want to sit on that thought for a moment because it's something I really want to get into, and we'll do that next. By the way, Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. It is a busy, busy night. Islanders Sabres, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, Rangers host the Devils. Coverage begins exclusively on the ESPN New York app at 6:30. 7:30, Nets Hornets. 7:45, Mets Cardinals. Coverage begins on 880 ESPN starting at 7. Then at 8, Knicks visit the Rockets. 10:50 ESPN beginning at 7:30. 9:40 Yankees out west facing the Mariners. Tullamore Dew, original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Let me say this. If you're an experienced superintendent in Jersey and you know you're better than the situation that you're in, Tricon Construction wants to talk. They're building serious multifamily, medical, and industrial projects across the state, and they're looking for leaders, not babysitters, real projects, real support, real backing from ownership. If you're ready to step into something bigger, go to triconbuilds.com/careers. That's triconbuilds.com/careers. And yes, it's confidential.
The NBA moves fast, and the stars move faster. With DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're never a step behind. DraftKings keeps pace with every play, offering industry-leading live betting, dynamic odds that shift as the game unfolds, and more open markets more often. They're live when others aren't, so you're always in the game when it matters most. Get in on the action with live player props as the most exciting performances unfold in real time. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. That's code WHSQ. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problems gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Gold and silver prices are soaring and near all-time highs. If you want to get cash in your hands for your old jewelry, now is the time. Get the most competitive prices at the Estates Roadshow. Old rings, chains, and even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. 3 locations this week: Staten Island, Old Bridge, and Toms River. Bring your gold, silver, coins, diamonds, and watches, even broken pieces, and get cash on the spot. There's never been a better time to sell. No appointments, no fees, no pressure. Just friendly professional buyers with over 35 years in the business. Go to the Estates Roadshow Monday through Friday in Staten Island at the Hilton Garden Inn, and Friday through Tuesday in Old Bridge at TMT Cash for Gold, the bright yellow building on Route 9 South, or TMT Cash for Gold in Toms River on Route 37, corner of Hooper Avenue, just off the Garden State. For more info, follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook or go to tmtcashforgold.com.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free, so I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering 25% off windows and doors or 0% APR for 72 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends March 31st, 2026.
B&C on this Tuesday. It's D&C today.
I hate this.
What happened?
I say this all the time.
What did you do?
Too long and it gets all tangled
That
up.
is an obnoxiously long cord. What are you doing? Is that connected to like Route 3?
Yeah, I know. It's connected to an extender, and if it's not connected to the extender, it's too short, and then it rips out all the time of the little cord outlet here.
You know what you need? You need one of those little Velcro-y things that can, like the long cord, you strap it together so maybe it cuts down on some of that excess
do me a favor,
cord.
Don't tell me what I need, all right?
I'm just trying to help you out here because that is way too complicated a contraption, I think.
That's a problem.
Look at all this. It's like he's hooking up a satellite dish for crying out loud. And he's sitting there, all we got to do is do a talk radio show. Hey, hi, hello.
I don't think satellite dishes are that complicated.
No, they don't.
Tom, they're not.
He could walk all the way to Ottawa.
That's true.
Ottawa.
Ray's a funny guy. You ever sit down and just tell jokes with Ray? He's a funny guy.
Should we take, I think between now and the end of the show, during a break, let's make a list of some New Jersey towns and make Tom pronounce them.
By the way, Tom, it is the third hour of the show.
Oh, it sure is.
Please, the floor is yours, Tom.
It's the power hour.
Yeah, you had nothing in the tank from the beginning. I could tell right there. You were working. You were running on empty.
I struggled mightily at the end.
But even at the beginning, like you didn't have it in the tank. It wasn't there.
Ray, did you roll on that one? Because I thought the first...
We roll on all of them.
Okay. The first three to... Here's the analysis. The first 3 to 4 I thought actually were pretty good. I thought he was on a good pace. Then when he got to that the last one, Tom, it sounded like a baby duck that got run over by like Tiger Woods or something like that.
Oh, boy.
Wow. You are just taking every chance you can to get after Tiger's drunk driving.
See what I was,
and you should be.
No, because like I said,
now you got a baby duck dead by this.
Yeah, that's what I said. Innocent people.
Yes.
If there's people out there that maybe just like can't stand other humans and maybe have a soft spot for animals, that's why you incorporate the baby duck. Easter.
All right,
seal,
but I don't
Easter
know
season.
I don't know that there was a baby duck that has been confirmed to be dead because of this.
But that's what he sounded like, though.
Okay, that's what he sounded like. If it happened, that's what it was.
We'll get confirmation on that. I was trying to get to 7 hours because that's Geno
Tom,
Smith.
I think I told you. I thought
and
you
know
had
he's going to take them to the promised land.
You had 4 super solid ones. Super solid.
See, that's where you don't have a refined ear. The beginning, I knew this was trouble.
Well, he was
very beginning.
We need to hear a replay.
At the very beginning, you could just tell when he said it's the power. I knew. And a lot in the tank today.
I'm just watching my reaction live of his thing, and then I was so optimistic, and then once he turned to the baby duck, I was just like,
and then Tiger hit him.
And Tiger hit him.
800-919-3776.
Rolled over on him, actually.
800-919-ESPN. I have to tell you, we've been spending a lot of time today on the Jets and the draft, but I do want to go back what we were talking about right before the top of the hour and get into Aaron Glenn and this defense this year. This has been something that I have been trying to wrestle with. Now, when I think back about Aaron Glenn as a defensive coordinator in Detroit, I never felt like he was great. Once I went back and looked at the numbers, I have to be fair, they did improve for the defense each and every year. Now, it's going to help when you get Aiden Hutchinson in there. And who was the other pass rusher? They had Houston, opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Like, it's going to help when that kind of thing is there to make you better. But they did improve year after year. So now this season, he's going back to calling the defensive plays. I don't think this is where it all went wrong for him last year, that he wasn't in charge of the defense. I think that it all went wrong because he picked the wrong guy. And I don't know, like Bart and I have talked about this, sometimes you pick the wrong guy out of what you think is the right thing to do. And this was somebody that had certainly, pedigree is not the word I'm going to use, experience would be the word I would use, in what they were doing on the defensive side before this. But you were never able to fully trust in what their defensive coordinator was going to do. And the hiring of him, was it 6 teams in 6 years that he had?
And really no success.
Yeah.
In either of the stops.
I felt like Aaron Glenn almost felt like he needed to do the right thing. That wasn't running out in his mind what the right thing was. Bart talked about it like it's an important thing among African-American coaches to also do right by them, by one another sometimes as well, that maybe there was some pressure in that.
Trevor Lawrence was the final straw, that game in Jacksonville, when it was just like, it felt like the Jaguars were playing 11-on-7.
So Wilkes, to me, was never somebody that ever really had a great answer for what they were trying to do. And that's where he screwed up. But I think where Aaron Glenn screwed himself was, I personally believe this to be the case. And it's not based on anything factual.
Yeah.
It's just trying to read the situation. At the beginning, he got a lot of money. He got, $12 million a year, $10, $12 million a year to be the head coach?
Rumor has it.
that if you end up in that ballpark as a first-time head coach, that's a big number. So he held Woody up for a good amount of money. We all knew that he wanted the job, but he was going to get everything he could out of it.
Because I think there was also, and I think one of the things that made that happen was there was an affinity from the owner to the coach.
Yeah.
Pre-existing relationship.
But now, it all goes as sour as it did in year one. I'm paying you that amount of money, and now you want to hire another guy in Wink Martindale. Let's say that would have cost me $3 million a year.
I think that's light, Bob.
You think the number for Wink was higher than that?
Look around the league.
I know coordinators make $5.
If you're a coordinator with a resume, and Wink is, you're probably in the $5 ballpark.
But he was also going to be out of a job at Michigan because of new coaching staff and all that. And whether or not he wanted to be back in the league.
Right, he could have.
All right, so let's say the number's 5.
He could have commanded that.
I won't even argue that. Let's say the number's 5.
Yeah.
I think there was probably a part of Woody that said to him, well, I'm paying you 10, 11, 12 already. You're a defensive coach. Go do it and go make this happen on your own. And that ultimately, if you were to ask Aaron Glenn today, holding out for that extra $2 million or whatever that number was, that probably built up some of that aggression in Woody in his approach this offseason. Do you think he would do that again? Just knowing that after year one, there's a possibility you're going to need a do-over. And you're not really getting a full do-over here if you truly do want to just be a head coach.
I wouldn't just restrict it even to the coordinators because, remember, there were also several assistant coaches, non-coordinators, that got blown out, okay, which the head coach handpicked. And so now you're going back to your owner saying, not only do I want to hire a new coordinator, and, oh, by the way, they're paying Frank Reich a nice chunk of change on the offensive side, right, to be the new coordinator there, too. You got all these assistant coaches that I hired, now I had to fire because they're no good, that you still got to pay out the door. And, oh, by the way, then rehire new assistant coaches, you got to pay also. Plus, you got guys who are from the former personnel regime who you're still paying through the end of this draft. A lot of dead cap money, if you will, that ultimately, at the end of the day, if I'm the guy signing the checks, I think he has every right to say, well, wait a second. You've called defenses. Why don't you just call the defense?
But here's what I'm saying, though. Yeah. Would he have gotten the benefit of the doubt, given his relationship with Woody, if he did not hold him up for every dollar himself? Would he been allowed to hire a new coordinator, you're saying?
If he had taken 9, 8, as whatever a first-time head coach normal number would be, as opposed to taking more and making the Jets pay the jet tax and making Woody pay that tax, would it have been more likely that Woody would have given him that do-over?
I think that's secondary to. I wouldn't put it past the tenor of those conversations at some point in time to have included, coming from the owner's side of things, dude, you're lucky I'm giving you a second year. You watch the games, right? There were a lot of people that were calling for his head after just 1 year, right? I mean, so. That's how I would look at it if I was the head coach.
I understand that, but the way I would look at it is, okay, well, then you're going to even be further up the creek with guys that you were paying for a long time.
Well, here's the thing, too, with that. And look, last year, I mean, there's people somebody that I'm very close to that's forgotten more football than I'll ever know, who from the jump, this team's horribly coached, especially on the defensive, mostly the defensive side of the ball. Horribly coached. Like, could sniff it out like a second. Like, when you walk into a health specialist and something's wrong with me, I don't know, they take I know exactly what's wrong with you.
I'm surprised Buttle would say that.
Who said it's him? We're not naming names.
I was just trying to catch you right there.
We're not naming names. I know a lot of people. A lot of people in the community.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Does the person in question wear socks?
On occasion, yeah. Absolutely.
On occasion.
Great collection of socks.
Really?
Oh, immaculate.
Is that how you know it's winter?
Breathable.
That he wears socks?
Breathable. Not
I saw Buttle wear no socks in Buffalo one year when I was working with him on Channel 2. No socks in Buffalo. That's something.
Did he have socks on yesterday?
You had dinner with him last night, right? Big dinner.
Great dinner. It was great dinner.
Yeah.
Great dinner. Did he have socks on yesterday?
Buttle, no socks yesterday.
Come on, it was 70 degrees yesterday. No chance he had
We were going to a
on.
nice place, though. I guess I guess the sign, like, no shirt, no shoes, no service? I guess socks isn't on that list. Right?
Yeah. No shirt, no shoes, no dice.
You want to dive into that? I know you think that I take the show in a lot of different directions. Let's get into the whole no shirt, no shoes, no service. Why would you refuse service to somebody if, let's say I come in, I got more money than I know what to do with. I want a Snickers bar. If it's your local 7-Eleven, hot day, no shirt, maybe it's a beach community. I'm going to give you a 20 for the Snickers. I'll let you keep the change. You're not going to serve me?
You know how many hazards are in that building that could lead to a lawsuit?
Dirty floor, among other things. God bless you.
Again, I've been incredibly respectful with my sneezing situation.
It has been pretty good.
Listen, yeah, you can get shards of glass. There could be anything that could land in your feet. But then, not only that, what about all those shelves that are holding up all those chips and everything? You ever look at those shelves? There's a lot of jagged metal in those shelves. Next thing you know, you could cut a nipple, and you wouldn't even blink an eye.
Well, could you still cut the nipple, though, if you got a thin shirt on, let's say? And if you get it at a certain angle?
If it was mesh, maybe. I don't know.
Like a mesh shirt. It goes right through the material.
Are you trying to tell me that Buttle wears mesh shirts?
No, I don't know what he wears shirts-wise. I think, he has a nice cotton shirt, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I maybe. But
how sturdy are those shelves? Like, we don't know. Like, especially at the 7-Eleven, like, how often is is there an inspector going in, inspecting the shelves? Like, I don't know. These Cool Ranch Doritos might not last another few days.
What do you think? Are you looking around for the health department grade at 7-Eleven?
I would say
or
no,
any
Bob.
of the convenience stores. I shouldn't specifically mention 7-Eleven because I frequent 7-Eleven. I love 7-Eleven.
Is that a go-to convenience store? Like I'm saying, like,
no
do
question.
you have a power
list?
ranking? Yeah.
A power ranking, yeah. I would put 7-Eleven second on that list behind Wawa. Wawa's
what I became?
undefeated.
Can I tell you something?
A lot of people will try to tell you Sheets in Pennsylvania.
I'm not familiar with Sheets.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Let me tell you something. What I only discovered
Quick Check is third. It's solid.
last summer, and shame on me that I went so far in my life without having this. The iced coffee at Wawa.
Yeah. Wow. Top notch. Top notch. Okay, let's get back to Buttle, Trash, and Aaron Glenn. So.
I'm not naming names. I'm telling you.
I know it wasn't Buttle.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I know it wasn't Buttle.
Don't put words in my mouth.
But I know it wasn't Buttle. I'm talking about the idea.
Dude, there were guys in that. How about this? There were dudes on that side of the ball in the locker room
that felt like they were badly coached.
Come on. Yeah.
You really. Here's what I take from a lot of this.
Yes, sir.
You don't see this lasting.
See what lasting?
Aaron Glenn.
This is an important year. It's not that I see, and look, nobody wants it to work more than me.
Everybody knows it's an important year, but
nobody wants it to work more than me.
It's a little skeptical.
No, here's where
not you're skeptical. A lot of people are very skeptical about his ability.
Well, when you come off of a 3-win season and have it go as bad as it did, I mean, this is a very much prove-it year. And I'll say this, too. What time's the show end, by the way? 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just getting the parking thing straightened out. It's important.
Don't let that get involved. Don't let that get in the way. It's all right.
So... Well, yeah, because
if you were Peter, you just have somebody go move the car for you.
Well, because I got places to go, people to see. I got to handle that myself. So here's the thing. He's running the defense now. We were talking about this a little bit during the break. He's running the defense. That takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of time. I don't think that we would call Aaron Glenn yet a master on the sidelines of running and operating a game. When you're 3-14 is on your resume, you still got some work to do, right? And he'll probably be the first to admit that. So now if you're going to be as engrossed and ensconced in the defense, when they're on the sidelines, you're probably going to want to chop it up with the defense. Hey, here's what we could do better in the next series. Here's what we need to shore up. And here I got the pictures, I got the tablets, and they're doing all like you see defensive coordinators do, right? Belichick used to do it all the time even. Is he going to be locked in when the offense is on the field? He's the guy, after all, that's going to have to decide, what are we doing on third down? Are we going for this? Do you like this play call? Should I refute the call coming into my ear? Or am I just leaving it all to Frank Reich? Is Frank Reich going to be the guy deciding, are we going for this on fourth down? What play am I calling? Because he's, after all, going to be the head coach of the offense.
So all this is going to be too overwhelming for him.
My point is, if he is going to be that involved in the defense, is the presence of a Frank Reich now even that much more important? Because it's almost like this team's going to have two head coaches, a head coach of the defense and a head coach of the offense.
I think it's incredibly important that Frank Reich is here from that standpoint. That you do have somebody that not just can just handle the offense, but has that ability as a former head coach to be another sounding board.
Right. 1,000%. And I think that, I'm trying to remember how the process played out, but the fact that they had this mutual affinity for one another. Because like Frank, where he is in his life, he don't have to work. You know what I mean?
He went out to Stanford last year to help out Andrew Luck.
Helped out a dude.
Yeah.
Helped out a guy who helped him, at one time or another in their careers and in their paths, right? Left him high and dry when he retired, but nevertheless, that's another story for another day. I think, though, with his wealth of experience, and they have a relationship now that goes back 30 years as teammates, and I think it takes a little bit of a selfless dude like Frank to want to be like, all right, I'm going to get back in this, and I know I'm going to get paid more than minimum wage, but I'm going to help this guy out. I'm going to try to help him succeed as a head coach because Frank figures, you know what, if I knock it out of the park with this offense and we become a respectable, productive offense, that's going to make Aaron Glenn that much better of a head coach because hopefully it helps us win more games.
Or if his defense stinks, I'll get the job.
Let's put it this way. If a change is made in season, you would think that would be the direction they turn.
Hey, the NFL Draft is coming up Thursday, April 23rd, and New York is on the clock. The Jets pick 2nd and 16th. The Giants pick 5th. Rick DiPietro, Dave Rothenberg are breaking it all down live. Join ESPN New York's Couchcast, your second screen for the NFL Draft. Real-time reactions, instant takes, and everything New York fans care about. Watch along, react with us. Do not miss a single moment. ESPN New York's Couchcast on Draft Night, April 23rd at 8 p.m. It is presented by Calandra's Bakery. Mike in Manhattan is up on ESPN New York. Mike, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, man? Chris, I'm looking at you, man. You didn't shave this morning. You got more hair on your neck than you do your face.
This is accurate.
Oh. Now, I agree with you, Chris, but the problem I have is look at the schedule. I count out 12 losses right off the bat without even knowing who's coaching. They're all playoff teams. And
Mike, breaking news, all 12 of those teams are not going to make the playoffs again in 2026.
Who said that?
That would be Dan Crossa.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said he's going to be out the door, right? So
No,
how many losses do you think?
I didn't say he's going to be out the door. I said if they don't get off to a great start.
Let me ask you a question. If they're 2-5, are the rumblings starting?
I'm sure if they're 0-1, they're going to start. You know how this town is. I mean, come on. It's like, what do we just wake up or crawl out from under a rock last week? Like, can't you see it happening?
Ira will lose hope if they lose week 1.
If they're 2-5.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Ira's already broken.
Let me tell you something. Now, look, the season last year did not go well, obviously. But after that first game, you remember the first game. You were there.
I was there.
Okay? From a Jet perspective, there was more positives than negatives in that first game.
Everybody was excited.
There were still multiple yo-yos that called Greg and I after that game saying that this is a horrible hire. It's the same old, same old. Now, look, they could be proven to be right down the road, and it didn't turn out to be a good year, but I don't know how you would make those conclusions after one game. Point being, fans want to go 17-0. They want to win every freaking game. They think they should win every game. Even if you play well and lose, it's still not good enough. And they want to blow the whole thing up. Just because they've become so jaded over the years, unfortunately.
Look, I understand where they're jaded.
Right, Ray? You remember, right?
Yeah.
Remember week 1?
And that's hard to believe that it was that soon in that kind of a game.
They lost on a 65-yard field goal.
I was there.
65 yards.
Yep.
And they wanted to blow the whole damn thing up after that game. You lost essentially on the kicking version of a Hail Mary.
Our guy David and Elizabeth has been entirely too patient today. D, what's going on, dude? How are you?
What's going on, Chef? What's going on, Dan?
Dave.
Hey, you guys been making me laugh all day, man. Highly entertained. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Two things. I wanted to start off with Mets, but I'll finish with Mets. Let's jump into Jets. I'm going to say this about Aaron Glenn because you gentlemen were bringing him up. I think his biggest mistake in year one was him putting his trust in Justin Fields, thinking that he could be a competent quarterback, which he wasn't. That was his first biggest mistake. His second mistake was giving everything into Wilkes, trusting him, and thinking that defense was going to be box office, and it wasn't. And last but not least, he stepped in too late when things were getting when it was just desperate measures. He should have stepped in a long time ago.
Well, when you say Dave, when you say step in, I don't think he wants to take credit for stepping in because the final 5 weeks it was even worse.
Yeah,
tell me about it. Again, gentlemen, like he threw the rope too late, and then everything was just an abomination.
What he tried to do, and I'll give him credit for this. Okay, he tried to actually stand by his guy. And remember, he always brought up the fact, when his first couple of years in Detroit as the coordinator, things didn't go well, especially that first year. And they were 0 whatever. And people were calling for Aaron Glenn's head as the defensive coordinator. And Dan Campbell stood by him. And he was trying to do the same for Wilkes. But it got to a point where he was like, you know what, at the end of the day, it's my neck that's going to be on the line. And I'm going to have to do what's best. And then after that, the Jacksonville game was the last straw.
Yeah.
When they were like 6 for 6, their first 6 drives or whatever, scoring touchdowns. And it was,
Yeah, that Jacksonville game was like an authentic team versus a popcorn team. It was really bad. It was really bad. Really bad. And it's just, I don't know, man. This is year 2. Like you gentlemen said, a lot of people don't get a second bite at the apple. He's got a new staff. He's got new people. We need results. And to be honest, I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, fire Peanut Chew. In a way, I don't like what's going on, but I need to give him the time and see, he's going to have his guys, his personnel, his scheme. There's going to be no excuse after this, Dan and Chef. There's going to be no excuses. And before you guys let me go, told you Boba Chef will come through. Told you.
Yeah, I think, with the 159 games still to go, I think that it was bound he'd break out. Call me crazy. I will say, can I say that one baseball-related thing here?
Go buy a lottery ticket, Dave.
Because
it's your day.
Yeah, breaking it down, man.
Saw it coming.
Crystal ball.
It was funny to see him swing and then fall on his ass as he had the base hit to right.
I think he's going to be fun. Like I say, he's got a good sense of humor. I think he's going to, and obviously he'll produce. You'll know that. Yankee fans miss their 2 relievers that are pitching in Queens now and having Paul Blackburn out there last night, burning the game down in Seattle. Paul Blackburn. Met cast-off Paul Blackburn.
This 6 through 8, in terms of the innings, is going to be a wild ride sometimes this year. It's going to be a wild ride for the Yankees.
Bullpen was a question, man. Like, I mean, even with team run it back, like we didn't spend, like we all kind of like got consumed with the lineup as far as team run it back. They're doing the bullpen. You lost 2 guys. And I know that people love to whip up on Devin Williams because, he wasn't as advertised and Luke Weaver had his struggles there at one point in time. And now they're both met. But Paul Blackburn?
ESPN New York programming alert.
Uh-oh.
Tonight's Rangers-Devils game only heard on the ESPN New York app.
Not on the radio. So what do I have to do? I have to download an app?
Yeah, in fact, you have to download the ESPN New York app today so that you don't miss any of the Blue Shirts action against their Cross River rival. Who is working that game tonight, pre-post?
I got an alert that it might be me. So here's what I do. I download the app.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold the app up on my phone, and I'm going to talk into the app so everybody can hear me. That's how it works.
That's how you're going to broadcast the game tonight. Download it so you're ready for the 7 p.m. puck drop. It is New York Rangers hockey, and it's only on the ESPN New York app.
You wouldn't want to play a whole season with a bad knee and hope that it just gets better, right? So why would you do that in real life? If you have back pain, neck pain, or sciatica is slowing you down, you need a real game plan. That's Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain, Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no meds, just precise, non-surgical treatments designed to get you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Most major insurances are accepted. Go to SandwellPain.com and get back in the game right away.
Tonight on SNY, Kodai Senga makes his 2026 debut as the Mets continue their series against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Coverage begins with Mets pregame tonight at 7 p.m. on SNY and streaming live on the MLB app.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
It feels like everyone's sick right now. You aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I was just traveling. It was like everyone around me was coughing, sneezing, and sick. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. Having a medical emergency kit is like having urgent care and pharmacy right in your home. It includes essential prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus important antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs, and many more common and serious illnesses. It's your kit the moment you need it. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's genius. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. I can save you $45 when you use my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. Again, save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
Time to bench those other job sites and let ZipRecruiter help you build your championship roster. What's the advantage? Well, with ZipRecruiter, when you need to hire someone fast, you get them fast. But you also get the MVP for your team. Plus, ZipRecruiter doesn't make candidates wait to take the shot. It passes the ball right to them. Building your team or scouting fresh talent? ZipRecruiter runs the full court with powerful technology that immediately gets your job in front of the right players. That's why over 4.8 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. And why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster, smarter, and more efficient from post to hire before the competition can even cross half court. It's a slam dunk with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. Confetti Craze makes it easy to turn any day into a party with its delicious birthday cake flavor and big birthday energy. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. I bring these tiny bottles everywhere to cakeify my day with tasty caffeine boosts. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Evan Cohen here. You know the feeling when a candidate just stands out. Not just the resume, but their energy. They're eager, engaged, and you know they want the role. That makes a difference. If you're hiring, you want a candidate who's passionate, but you can't get that insight from a resume unless you post your job on ZipRecruiter. Their matching technology finds qualified candidates fast, and ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
That's brutal. That is a brutal morning right there.
That's a buzzkill.
That'll kill you. What was it? So Dan just showed me a picture of what happened this morning on his way in. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can chime in with your comments, and we will get those in, more of them in here shortly, including Mustafa checking in on the Yankee bullpen. Yankees bullpen is D's nuts. Loading up on a player. That's great. That's terrific. That's terrific.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably, maybe dump that. I don't know.
A little bit.
Go ahead.
Isn't it funny though? Like when the truth hits, though.
It is a funny
people
joke.
People don't want to face it.
It is always a funny joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Dan just showed me a picture, which there are certain things that can ruin your day. And I give you credit because I don't get the sense that this has ruined your day when it happened.
It wasn't my car.
Oh, it was your wife's car.
Yeah.
So it ruined your wife's day.
Yeah, and in a way, like I'm obviously going to have to be very involved in the process.
Yeah.
So it's a joint thing. But no, she's already taken the steps, and I think she has an appointment, I think, for the earliest they could get there was like Friday.
What happened was a pebble or rock into the windshield.
I mean, like in a direct hit.
Yeah.
Bang.
So, and that's a sizable ding.
That's a
that you got.
starfish.
That is a starfish, and it would have me concerned that it's going to continue to split.
Right.
So
we're bracing for full replacement.
Oh, no question. You're in full replacement territory. Here's the big problem with that now. It's not just replacing the windshield. There are sensors up in there now. There's all kinds of different things that are going to cost you extra money. Like, for instance, me recently backed into a snowbank. Could have done without that on a Saturday morning. That was back in February.
I was going to say, when you say recently, it's like, please don't tell me there's actually snowbanks still outside.
No. This was back in February.
Yeah.
Backed into a snowbank. Little dent. Cracked the light.
Really?
One of the tail lights.
Snow could do that.
It was hardened.
Rock snow.
And it wasn't even rock snow. It was just hardened.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't slam into it. I just thunk. Oh, man. And then it cracked the tail light. And it certainly worked on the on the bumper, but the bumper now has those sensors of when you're backing up,
all
all
with
those
the cameras
things.
and all that.
So now you got to replace all that stuff. It was actually less than I expected it to be, which was a break. But now with that, you're not just getting like a $200 windshield. That could go $400 or $500 now.
Yeah, that's. I think I would sign up for $400 or $500. It might even be more than that.
Do you even submit that on the? Is that going to cover your deductible?
Still going through that. Normally, when I've had to do that in the past with any of my windshields, like I haven't, I've just paid out of pocket because they didn't think it was worth it for me. Hers is going to be a little bit of a different story, so we'll see. But like you said, because it's a tricked out vehicle, that she's going to have one of those special windshields that she's going to have to get replaced.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You hit it right on the head. You know what I mean? Like you said, like when you have all the special details and this and that. So
I have a remarkable ability to have a bad streak of luck in the same area over a short period of time. What I mean is
geographically, you're saying.
No. I'm saying that windshield thing happened to be twice in the span of a month and a half. In other words, happens, I think it was a pebble on the Garden State Parkway that got it, cracked it, replaced the windshield. 3 weeks later, happens again.
Oh, my. That's
replacing it twice in the span of roughly 7 weeks.
That's a kick to the you-know-what.
And those kinds of things happen to me.
Because
where
then
things happen in twos.
They always tell you, I think, especially like in our neck of the woods, like in the winter, it's worse. You know, when you have like the potholes and all that other stuff and things could come flying up off the ground even or off this or, wait till the winter's over, get it. But like, is there really a safe amount of time that you can wait to do something like that to replace it? So like you said, this could happen anytime. It can happen any month of the year, any season, anything.
Mm-hmm.
You never feel comfortable.
No, there's no safe time.
Safe time is you just stay in your house for the rest of your life and don't go anywhere.
You don't leave the house.
You don't leave the house.
And even then, you're going to fall down the stairs and hit your head anyway.
Probably.
I mean, listen.
Something's bound to happen.
You can't do anything without real risk of life loss.
Fair. Even cooking.
Take that the rest of your day and enjoy it. Don't overthink it.
Look 8 times before you cross the street.
Good news is Tariq in Jersey City is an auto glass technician, and he is here to fill us in on how you're about to get screwed.
Okay.
Tariq, how are you?
What's going on, fellas? Good afternoon.
What's up,
Carlin,
Tariq?
By the way, you got fleeced, my brother. Yes.
How did I get fleeced? It happened twice in 2 months.
Yeah, but bro, you should not have to pay to recalibrate the windshield. That's all included. You call your insurance. You file a claim. You set a claim.
But here was
you
the
have
thing.
to have glass coverage, I think.
And my deductible at the time was $500, and I think the whole thing was like $600. So do I want to report it at that point or not, or just deal with it? You know what I mean?
Well, listen, I'll keep it frank. I'll keep it a buck with you guys. I had a little incident myself where I had to go through insurance because I wanted to get the Honda Glass for my car because it's a fairly new vehicle. It's a 2024 Passport, and I had the same thing. A stone hit my windshield. It broke. And if I was going to pay for the glass out of pocket, it would have cost a pretty penny for the Honda Glass. So I went through the insurance company, and lo and behold, they raised my rate like $24 monthly for a glass. And
that's the other problem, right?
Well, this is my issue. I don't need,
yeah,
and not only that, I don't need, I need them to be there when I really, really need them. You know what I mean? Like this thing that I just did with the bumper, it turned out to not be enough where it was worth even reporting.
And John's, like we were talking with John about it before the show, he swears by this. And I've had great experiences whenever I've had the replacement thing done. It's great. But he told me, he's like, he drove his car to the train station, took his car to the train station. He just like, yeah, leave the car there. He came back later in the day from work, back to the car, brand new windshield on his car. They do it at the train station.
Safe light repair.
Safe light replace.
Yeah.
Yes. Keep in mind you need 2 hours before you guys can drive it back home because the urethane has to set for 2 hours.
Of course it does.
So keep that in mind. Yes.
Tariq, just tell me the truth. We're getting screwed. That's it. We're getting screwed.
Yeah. You guys are getting fleeced either way, bro. They're making money off you guys.
I think you hit it right on the head. It's just you just don't go anywhere. It's as simple as that.
Don't leave the house.
We can't go anywhere.
Steve in Sleepy Hollow is a strong take on this for whatever reason. Hello, Steve.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to say I like your show.
Thank you.
And also that when you're talking about windshield getting replaced, you can get a rider put on your car insurance, and I pay I think it's maybe $25 a year, and windshield replacement, if it's like from a rock or pebble, whatever it is no deductible. It's $0.
See, here's the thing. Okay, I could do that, right? They're going to find a way at some point to screw me over, calling me a risk because I live in a different area and I had to report it. They're going to find a way to hose me. And that's like when you go and there will be the rare occasion where I will buy the extended warranty on something. And then you find out, oh, it's not just take it back to Best Buy or take it back to whatever. It is through a third party. And then you have to go set it up through them. And trying to track down the third party, which basically the name of the company will sound like something in Malaysia that you will never be able to track down.
Malaysia is very popular, by the way, for glass replacement.
It is?
That's the part on the map where you're like, that's where I gotta go. Yep.
That's where you're going to get screwed. But on all I'm saying is on the extended warranty, that's where they screw you too. So
they're going to find.
They're going to find a way to screw you. That's it.
They are going to find a way to get the hand.
Yes.
They're going to get the hand in the relationship.
I had this discussion with Diana Rossini because her father's a plumber. And at one point, we had an issue in our house that we had to get addressed and called in a plumber. And he's like, you got to do this, you got to do that, I got to do this. And I just said to Diana, like, listen, I'm not asking you to call your father. Just tell me if I'm getting screwed here. She said, no, you're getting screwed. And I said, you haven't even looked at it yet. She said, no, I know. They're screwing everybody. This is what they do. This is the job. And it's okay. We all know it, but none of us want to fix it on our own. And those of us who are foolhardy enough to think that we can fix it on our own usually end up paying even more and looking dumber in the process.
Well, I mean, think about when you take your car in for anywhere for like repair work or something, like the labor charges differ from like garage to garage, wherever you go, right?
Not even from garage to garage, from part of the job to part of the job.
That too.
I looked at that thing last week. It's $150 an hour to do this, but it's only $90 an hour to do that.
Can you do that twice, but like just as good?
No, it involves the sensors.
It's incredible. But no, there are certain things that like just continue to like gnaw at you and needle you.
Was it
like
Joe Pesci in Chris Rock in Lethal Weapon 3, I think? They blank you at the drive-thru. They're always going to blank you at the drive-thru. They blank you with the cell phones. You know? By the way, this week's Carlin's Corner Table involves the drive-thru.
Does it?
Oh, it does.
The whole experience.
Well,
because two components: the order,
the
reception.
Correct. Correct. This was unfortunate yesterday. Filmed it yesterday. I won't tell you which it was yet.
What state?
New Jersey.
Okay.
But a very, very popular chain and one of their newer items on the availability. Hey, what the hell? I'll tell you. It was a McDonald's, and it's the Big Arch. Have you seen the Big Arch?
No. What's the Big Arch?
It's basically a takeoff on the Big Mac, but it is 2 quarter-pound hamburgers. So it's like a double quarter pounder.
Which they have.
But they change it up. It's not just the double quarter pounder with cheese. They change up the cheeses. They change up the sauce. And they change up the bun as well. The bun is almost like an everything bun. It's got poppy seeds and sesame seeds. So,
how did they come up with such a concoction?
I don't know, Dan, but we're going to examine it this week on Carlin's Corner Table.
Wow.
But
do I need the app for that?
Let's just say this. You do not. Let's just say this. When you drive up to a drive-thru with a camera pointed at the person in the window, they don't really appreciate that.
You're off.
Let
me tell you something. You are off to, I would almost keep driving. Now, do you have to apologize to them in advance?
No,
I'm sorry.
It was, sir, why do you have your camera out? I'm sorry. It's a food review. That's all it is. I'm sorry. It's a food review. And then, so that was where I ordered.
Yeah.
And I had to special order, which is another little trick of the trade that we'll talk about in it this week. Why it's very important to have one little tweak of a special order. I'll explain that.
Mm-hmm.
You look intrigued. I can tell that you'll be locked in come Thursday. Anyway, point being, when I was going to collect the food, had to wait an extra 2.5 minutes or so. Sir, why are you using a camera? I'm sorry. I should have asked first. Do you mind if I film this? I'm doing this for a thing. But no, Chunky here just held up the phone. Oh, thank you. Could you hand me my bag, please? Yeah. No.
So then they think you're on like a FaceTime call or a call period. And
no, they think I'm filming them or something.
They know that's a film.
Yes, and then they're very skeptical of it, which... Okay.
We have to go talk to the manager and see if it's approved.
No, the manager the second time came out.
Really?
Yeah, like the first time it was just the person at the window. Second time the manager, sir, what are you doing exactly? I said, it's just I'm doing a food.
And I don't even think you can give them a heads up while you make the order. Because although some of these drive-thrus now, they're really, really sophisticated to where there's cameras. You could see them. Have you ever been to one of those?
Yes.
It's very intriguing. That happened to me at a Starbucks once. And I was it took me.
It freaks you out when you see them.
There you are.
Oh.
Look, just a heads up, before I place my order, I'm going to film this for a food review.
Yeah.
Don't be spooked out. I'm not with the government or anything. It's
a lesson I learned here.
There
yeah. With Xfinity, you already enjoy ESPN as part of your TV lineup with live games, daily sports coverage, and expert analysis. And now, ESPN Unlimited's plan is available at no additional cost, giving you access to additional ESPN content in the ESPN app, including more must-see action like WWE Premium Live events, on-demand programming, and originals to explore. Visit Xfinity.com/your subscriptions to activate ESPN Unlimited access. Then start watching in the ESPN app. More from ESPN, all in one place.
Evan Cohen here. Did you know the average employer sorts through about 250 resumes for one job opening? That's a lot of time reviewing applications. Well, if you're hiring, here's good news. You can now review resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates who are very interested in your job show up at the top of your list. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey fans, on Sunday, April 19th, when the Yankees take on the Royals, take your family out to the ballpark for the chance to receive a very special kids giveaway. It's Hershey Park Kids Ticket Giveaway Day. The first 10,000 kids, 14 and younger in attendance, will receive a Hershey Park Kids ticket, courtesy of Hershey Park. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and Royals on Hershey Park Kids Ticket Giveaway Day, Sunday, April 19th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils protect their home ice, Viking Pest Control protects your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils, Viking brings 45 years of trusted experience and expert service to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, and even mosquitoes out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control and mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. Again, that's 800-433-8909.
ESPN New York Programming Alert. Programming Alert. Tonight's Rangers-Devils game can only be heard one place, and that's the ESPN New York app. Don't miss any of the Blue Shirts action against their Cross River rival.
Fox gets it back. Zibanejad scores on a one-time hammer because Zibanejad with a bomb from the left circle.
Download the ESPN New York app today so you're ready for tonight's 7 p.m. puck drop. It's New York Rangers hockey, and it's only on the ESPN New York app.
I'm up again today. We go to the nether regions in today's Drop Madness. Nether region, I should say.
Yeah, the regions you don't go to.
Yeah. I have advanced yet again with another blowout win last week.
Now, which was this one?
This is me nearly dying.
This was the... Can I be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what their protocol is with the contest. I still have not heard this.
Really?
No. Can I get a preview?
Here it is in case you have not heard it. This is from the fall of 2024, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia and Florida. From Jacksonville, Florida, I am on the call, throwing to break.
This is college football. This is college football on ESPN Radio. Oh, my God.
There are two things that strike me about that, outside of me almost dying. As I said to Bart last week, the college band's just continuing to play in the background. And then me at the end. Oh, my God. I'll give it to you one more time. All right?
I don't know if
this is college football.
Trying to regain.
Excuse me, this is college football on ESPN Radio. Oh, my God.
Now, as I have detailed before, the two people that were in the booth with me that were actually paying attention was the color commentator, who was Max Starks, and the producer, who is the great John Martin, Chief. Both looking at me, just staring. You're going to die right now, aren't you? And they, as Bart said, when a player gets injured on the field in football, teams just turn around and practice the other way while that guy's getting worked on. They were ready to go on and do the rest of the game with me lying right there.
They would have literally rolled you over.
If they could have.
Rolled you over and just to where you were out of the way enough.
Yes.
To where they could go about calling the rest of the game without you being a nuisance, your carcass being a nuisance.
Correct. This is the Sweet 16 round, and I am going up against Don's son, Marco.
I don't know if anything could top that.
Well, here is Marco. This is what I'm up against today.
Holy cannoli!
It's not even comparable.
Holy cannoli!
He didn't almost die.
Well, I don't know that I would say I almost died. It sounded like I almost died.
Now, you told me off the air what caused that. Now,
yeah, I said it on the air last week. Probably about 15 minutes earlier, I had taken a chewable Pepsid.
AC.
Is there a different kind of Pepsid? I don't know.
I think you got to give them their just due.
I think they're all AC,
complete
aren't
the
they?
product.
I don't know. Pepsid AC. Product, by the way, which I swear by. And it was what I would call a preventative Pepsid AC. It was not I had heartburn. It's, am I going to have it later? Sometimes I drink a little soda, and that might throw me up. But during a game, I would never drink soda.
So it's preventative.
It's preventative.
Precautionary.
Just the tiniest speck was left that somehow just got caught up in my throat at that one point that caused that meltdown.
Now, have you changed your routine since then? For instance, if you ever do anything chewable like that, you make sure you at least drown it with some water right after.
Here's what's interesting.
Down. Yeah.
I had drowned it with water.
And still
happened.
So
still
that SOB, that little piece of AC, just wouldn't want to go anywhere.
So today, I'm up against Don's son, Marco.
Holy cannoli!
And I just would say this. I have won the first 2 weeks with better than 85% of the vote. Don's son, I'm sure, is a lovely kid with a bright future in front of him. Future voice of the New Jersey Devils, clearly. And that might be his goal call. Might be holy cannoli. I'm going to mop the floor with this kid today. I better.
You know why? It's as simple as this. It's like the old saying. All gave some gave all.
Thank you. Speaking of which, ESPN New York's programming update for you that you need to know about. Tonight's Rangers-Devils game can only be heard.
Where?
On the ESPN New York app.
How do I get that?
Well, you can download it, Dan, on the ESPN New York app out of your, let's call it your Google Play Store or your app store on your iPhone. You can do it. It's so easy. You can do it today. It's free.
I don't have to pay.
Not a penny.
Okay.
So you're ready for tonight's 7 p.m. puck drop. Do not miss any of the Blue Shirts action against their Cross River rivals. It's the New York Rangers, it's hockey, and it's only on the ESPN New York app. Up next, live from Seattle, Michael Kay on ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@good